Corrugated Metals in Lincoln. They're now hiring for manufacturing jobs, and they'll train. Just drop by their location at 108 Industrial Park in Lincoln. And with Triad Corrugated Metal Roofing, you buy direct, thus saving you money. See one of the largest selections of colors in North Carolina. That's Triad Corrugated Metal Roofing, 108 Industrial Park in Lincoln. For more information, call 980-429-2278. Full Throttle Power Sports in Gastonia has just gotten a whole lot bigger, and we mean a whole lot bigger. They have just purchased MS Power Sports in Gastonia and are now your dealer for Honda, Suzuki, and Kawasaki, along with CF Moto, Yamaha, and Polaris. Golf carts too. One big dealer under one big roof, plus a complete parts and service department. Full Throttle Power Sports, 101 Indian Walk off I-85 in Lowell, online at ncfullthrottle.com, and see their page at whatsupshopper.com.
They're everywhere. Your yard, your kitchen, your bedroom. Invading your home and property, spreading disease, and destroying everything in their path. If you don't act, they'll multiply, crawling ever closer to you and your family. The only thing they fear is the web. Nealon Cole Termite and Pest Control. Call today for their new service special and save $25. Bugs, beware of the web.
You may wonder what makes us different here at First Federal Savings Bank. We have been intertwined with this community for over 80 years. Here at First Federal Savings Bank, we take pride in Lincoln County, and that's why you see us donating time and resources to local charities and the schools in our community. Being a hometown bank is more than just a saying for us. It's about action and impact in the community in such a way that present and future generations are proud to call Lincoln County home. Stop in and see us here at First Federal Savings Bank today. Equal housing lender and member FDIC. Since 1919, Rhodes and Bill Oil Company in Lincoln has been serving the Lincoln County and surrounding area. And today they continue to serve this area and beyond with quality fuels and outstanding service. In addition to fuel oil, they also carry all kinds of lubricants, from hydraulic fluid to automatic transmission fluid to farm lubricants, plus diesel fuel, home heating oil, and kerosene. That's Rhodes and Bill Oil Company, 1404 East Main Street in Lincoln. Call 704-735-2508 and online at nesbitoil.com.
Hey, I'm Joey Logano, and if you're looking for affordable quality equipment, James River delivers.
Whether you're mowing your lawn, hauling material, or baling hay, James River has the John Deere mowers, tractors, Gator utility vehicles, and implements you need to get it done fast. Plus, with low-rate financing and big cash rebates, James River makes owning a John Deere just as easy as it is to operate. Request a quote online at jamesriverequipment.com.
James River delivers affordable quality.
Looking for your dream home? Look to Gates Realty and Auction in Lincoln. Robert Gates can help make your dreams come true. Robert has over 30 years combined real estate and auction experience and is licensed in North Carolina. Visit their website at gatesauction.com and check out the latest listings available. We're sure there's one for you and your family. Gates Realty and Auction. Call 866-735-1977 and let Robert Gates help make your dreams come true.
Sold America.
What's the best way to explain the golf at Glen Oaks Golf Course in Maiden? It's world-class golf for the working class. Yes, golf is never better than it is at the Glen Oaks Golf Course in Maiden, with special programs for seniors, men, ladies, and juniors, plus a driving range, banquet facilities, and a swimming pool, picnic area, and more. For your tee time or other questions, call 828-428-2451. The Glen Oaks Golf Course, 245 Golf Course Road in Maiden. It's world class for the working class.
Nick Basil of North Lincoln. So we'll be back after these interviews.
And now joining us on the Stadium pregame show, brought to you by Bean Brothers Hardware of Lincolnton, is North Lincoln coach Nick Basil. And Coach, you're coming in on a bit of a high after a tough start to the season. You've managed to put together a 4-game winning streak. What's been a little different during that phase compared to the first 5 games?
Well, I mean, we've grown together as a team, and we've gotten better. Every week you try to get a little better, and I think as the season goes on, you know, that's your goal every week's to get a little bit better. But, you know, honestly, we our preseason schedule and the first of our conference schedule was the toughest part of our schedule. So, the competition wasn't as stiff in this last 4-week run as it was in the first five games of the season. So, and we were very close. I'd say, maybe 4 or 5 plays from being, right now from being 7-2 or maybe even 8-1. And because we were in every game to the last minute, and we were our own worst enemy in those games. And we lost fumbles that cost us ball games at the end, and we didn't convert a 4th and 1 at Hickory on the 7-yard line that would have put us in the end zone for a go-ahead touchdown. And it was just, and that was our last snap, and they took a knee, and it was over. So, there's a lot of what ifs in that whole scenario of those first 5 losses, that it could have turned a potentially disastrous season into a pretty good one. And so, but the thing is, even though the schedule got a little easier in the middle of it where we were, the teams that we played were much improved over last year, and we didn't just blow them out of the water. They were good enough to make the game really tight and close. So fortunately, we came out ahead in some of those, but injuries has been a big part of our demise this year, and in some ways. But I'm proud of the way we've won 4 in a row. That is a big, to come off 0-5 and then win 4 in a row shows a little grit in your team. And they could have just laid down and lost the next 4, but they didn't. And so I was proud of them for that. And the coaches continue to work every week to get them on the right page and to get them over that losing hump. And as time went on, once they won the first one and got a taste of it, I think everything kind of snowballed from there. So we feel good about that part of it, but we don't feel good about the way we started. But at least we've turned it in a winning direction this last half.
Now, last week you played West Iredell, and it was a close game. Maybe not what a lot of people expected, but you pointed out something that I was not aware of. There might have been a pretty good reason why the other coach knew a lot about your team.
Well, yeah, when the head coach of the other team grows up with you all his life, he kind of knows what you do and how you do it. So, yeah, my son's the head coach over there, and this is his first head coaching job. And he played for me from 2000 to 2003, and so he was our quarterback for 4 years during that run, and when we were in the triple option offense. So he's played it as a quarterback, and he knows it. He coached with me from 2009 to 2015. When he graduated from college, he came straight out and coached with me. Became my offensive coordinator in 2013, and called our offense for 2 or 3 years before I retired. And so not only has he played in it and coached under it and coordinated it, he pretty well knew what we were going to do and how we were going to do it. So it's easier to prepare your teams when your opposing coach knows exactly what you do. So that made it a little more difficult, but he had his guys ready, and they played very hard. That team's on the brink of being a competitor in the conference, without a doubt. It's not going to take very long. He's already got people out over there. Last year, I think they had 38 total kids, and now they have 70-something. And so they're getting excited over there. And I knew this was going to happen because he's got a lot of energy, and he's real good at what he does. And so, we kind of helped our calls keep that thing close because we had some really missed opportunities that should not have been missed. We missed some receivers wide open, and we just had some opportunities in there to score, and we didn't convert, and that might have been a little difference in the point spread. But it was a battle, man. I'm telling you, it was one physical game. We had kids go to the emergency room, and they had kids go to the emergency room. So we had that Iredell County Hospital filled up. They kept wondering what was going on over at West Iredell High School because there was players all in that hospital. So anyway, I was glad to get out of it. At least, even if it was close, I wouldn't have wanted to lose to him, because it would not have been a fun Thanksgiving. And
I'm about to say, there's always a Thanksgiving table bragging rights.
That's right. So at least I got that for 1 year, and they're a small, very small 3A school, actually, with 2A numbers. So it's anticipated maybe them moving back down to 2A next year. And if that's the case, I'll be all for it, because you don't want to have to face your son. That's not, that's a situation. I don't want to have to do that, because there's really no winners in that kind of game. But at the same time, they're going to get better, I know. And just rather not have them on my schedule, to be honest with you.
Okay, now this week, tall task, coming off a 4-game winning streak. Now you get to face East Lincoln, who has been pretty dominant in every game they've played this year, and they've only given up 40 points in 9 games. They thought their defense was going to be good this year. It appears to be very good.
Yeah, that's an understatement. The coaching staff's done a great job with them over there, and they had a lot of returning players from last year, so they're experienced. And they've got some players also, like, everybody knows Cutter, the linebacker, and he's been playing varsity football since he was a freshman. So, he's just a really seasoned player that's got a lot of good physical characteristics, and he's a physical player on top of that. So, but it's not just him. He's surrounded by a lot of good players. They've got athletes everywhere, and one of the good things, I guess, I call it being lucky, really, is it's hard to go through a season and not lose key players somewhere down the line. And they pretty much finished the regular season this week with the same 11 that they started with. And when you do that, boy, you got a chance to be good. And so, unfortunately, we're not in the same boat. But, it's a county rivalry. And, we've had success in the past with them. And, our kids play hard. But, it's going to take a whole lot more than just playing hard this week. We can't go into this game and make mistakes at all, because if you make one mistake, you're going to be done, and you have to just about play dang near perfect. And so I think if you checked all the boxes and of who's got the advantage here or who's got the advantage there, I think just about every one of them. They got the size, they got the speed, they got the athletic ability, they got a good kicking game. I don't know of one place they're weak, and so it's going to be tough for us. But our kids are going to be up for the challenge, and I'm sure we'll play hard. Our kids are gritty, and we don't have our best 11 out there. We've lost 3 linemen this year. We've lost a running back. That's the fastest kid that we had on the team. He's been gone for about 5 or 6 weeks now. And when you have to, that up front piece for us, those linemen are key in what we do offensively. When you lose them, boy, you lose the heart and soul of the offense. So we just kind of had to piecemeal things together and duct tape kids up and just try to hang on. And so we'll see how it goes, but it's going to be a tough task. They're a great football team, without a doubt, and they're going to go far in the playoffs. Wouldn't be surprised if they win it all, to be honest with you.
Well, Coach, thank you for your time, and best of luck in tonight's game. And
now joining us on the Stadium pregame show, brought to you by Bean Brothers Hardware of Lincolnton, is the head coach of the home team tonight, David Lubowitz of the East Lincoln Mustangs. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me on again.
Well, we haven't talked to you since the second game of the season. A lot has happened at that point. Your team's 9-0, and it's really been impressive what they've done in most of the games this year.
Yeah, I think we talked back week 2 about just how impressed I was with, the group of kids we had and how hard they worked in the off season. And, you're kind of seeing it come to fruition here. We've won 9 games, and they seem to really just be improving every week.
Of the games so far this season, is there one that stands out that might have been your toughest test to this point?
Well, I think the way we started conference play, so, we obviously we like to schedule it out of conference as tough as we can, and we played really well against those 3 teams. But to start conference with Statesville and Hickory, 2 very athletic, 2 very well-coached teams, and to get by them really unscathed, no big injuries, no major issues. That was, I think, when our kids started kind of believing, like, hey, we can do this. We just beat Statesville, who beat us twice the year before, and, we handled Hickory pretty well, who had beaten us the year before. So I think that's when the kids started buying in. As far as tough games, every game there's something that makes it tough. The final score might not indicate it, but every game we've played this year, there's something our kids have had to go through either during the week or during the game that's, caused them to grow or, get better as a team and as a player. So I think every game's been difficult.
And looking at your season stats here, you've scored almost 400 points and only given up 40, which is just an incredibly low number for a 9-game schedule so far. And you have had quite a few games where you've had a pretty good margin to the point where you've had a running clock. As you look ahead to the state playoffs, after the North Lincoln game, of course, is there some concern that your team might not have been in a game close enough to really test them as far as how they would react? I'm just kind of wondering.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think that's that's always a concern you have when a team, I don't want to say not tested, because the teams we played, did test us. But, where they didn't have to play a full 48 minutes every week, how are they going to react to that when they have to? I think that's a legitimate concern. I remember back in, I want to say it was either 14 or 15, Chaz Surratt's junior and senior year, we'd gone through a regular season kind of in the same fashion where we weren't, it was second half, starters weren't playing anymore, and we constantly met about what can we do in practice. So that's kind of the same attitude we had this year. We've got, I think 7 of our 10 coaches are from that staff, so we kind of have gone a little bit more 1s versus 1 in practice, tried to give them good looks as much as we can. I amped up the conditioning a little bit just to make sure, or try and make sure that when we do get in that game, because it's coming, probably this Friday, where they've got to play 4 quarters, that, we're ready to mentally and physically do that.
How's your team's health doing? I know if you look at North Lincoln's roster, it looks like a mash unit. How's the team's health for East Lincoln been so far this season?
Really, really good. Knock on every piece of wood I could possibly find in my vicinity right now. It's been really great. It's been this is my 6th year as the head coach, my 16th at the school, and this is probably as healthy as we've been at this point in the season. No major injuries, no major cast, braces, anything of that nature with the varsity. So right now, super healthy. Now, some of that probably is attributed to, not having to play a full 4 quarters against a couple of teams. That helps. But you never know. You never know what's going to happen on any Friday night.
And tonight it's North Lincoln, the rivalry game, Battle of Highway 16. Looking at the records, you're certainly going to be favored. But when you get East and North together, there's always that rivalry factor that can throw a monkey in the wrench.
Yeah, every school I've been at, the rivalry game always, takes it up another level with the fans, with the teachers, with the kids. everybody just has that, that sense of, hey, this is a lot more important than just a football game or just a basketball game or whatever it might be. I have been a part of a lot of the North Lincoln games. In the 16 years, we played them probably 20 times in 16 years. And, some years they're much better than us on paper, and some years we're much better than them on paper. But it always seems to be a very intense game. You kind of just, throw the records out the window, and these kids all know each other, so it becomes personal for them. And there's a lot of bragging rights because we're so close as a school. That applies to every rivalry in the country, and that's one of those things that makes high school sports just so great.
Well, Coach, we thank you for joining us on the pregame show brought to you by Beam Brothers Hardware, and best of luck in the game tonight and in the state playoffs the following weeks.
All right. Thank you, Dave.
First and 10. We in the trenches. You like the water cooler. You be on the benches. Think your team better, but they lack skill. First snap, I lay your backs in the backfield. Your quarterback scared of.
Come see the all-new Bobcat CT1021 and CT1025 compact tractors. Now available at West End Sales in Vail. It's great for maneuvering around the barn, sheds, and landscaping. It's perfect for mowing. Features include four-wheel drive and a 21 and 25 horsepower diesel engine with hydrostatic transmission. See it today at West End Sales, Highway 18 North in Vail. Online at westendsales.com. See their page at whatsupshopper.com and like them on Facebook too. It's time to take charge with the new Volkswagen ID.4 EV from Classic Volkswagen in Gastonia. It's the first electric SUV for everyone. Classic Volkswagen is a Carfax top-rated dealer and the winner of the 2022 Consumer Satisfaction Award. You can even buy online. And be sure to check out their selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit the website at classicvwgastonia.com. But better yet, drop by soon. 4417 Wilkinson Boulevard in Gastonia. That's Classic Volkswagen in Gastonia.
Built upon a solid foundation of cast iron and steel, the Kubota L-Series is part of our under 100 horsepower tractor lineup rated #1 for reliability. They feature powerful Kubota diesel engines and easy operation. The durable Kubota L-Series. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo. Go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Your Kubota dealer is Parker Farm Service, located at 126 Bessie Drive on Oak Grove Road at the Highway 74 bypass in Kings Mountain.
Brought to you tonight by Key Builders of Lincolnton. So if we start off with the visitors from North Lincoln, the leading rusher is Cody Morris. He wears number 40 for the night. Cody's got 1,069 yards on season, which is real good for a converted offensive lineman. They converted him late last season because of injuries, and because of injuries this year, he's had to stay in the backfield because Brendan Rodgers is out for the season. He was their best returning rusher. And then quarterback, they don't throw it very often, only 66 times this year. That's Connor Carson. He's thrown for 5 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. And the problem for North Lincoln this year has been turnovers. 6 interceptions, 13 fumbles, and a lot of penalties. And that'll just kill a lot of drives. And that's causing them some issues in quite a few games this year.
Sure will.
Over on the defensive side, their leading tackler, Brian Bassani, the sophomore, will be back tonight in the concussion protocol the last 2 games. that he has 98 tackles in just the 7 games he's played so far. So for the sophomore, he's around the ball quite a bit.
Yeah.
13 of those tackles are for loss.
Trying to get 2 more.
You see, he'll get pissed tonight with Chris Daly and company. And then this might be the only part of the game where I think North Lincoln may have an advantage. Offensively, defensively, I think East has got the better talent and the better setup. Kicking is probably the only place where North Lincoln has the advantage. 2 weeks ago, we did a game with North Lincoln and Fred T. Ford. Liam Sutton and the kicker for Ford put on a show. Almost every kickoff was a touchback. Extra points were pounded through with authority. And field goals were from 30, 35 yards out easily. So Sutton can really bang the ball. He may only get to kick off once, though.
Yeah, got to get close enough to kick it here. And East Lincoln's defense not looking to let him in range.
Well, he'll kick off once for sure to start one of the halves. I don't know which one it is. We'll find out here shortly as the teams are out in the middle of the field. And over on the East Lincoln side, it's stars galore. Starting at quarterback, Tyler Mazzell, 130 of 197. So he's passing for over 65%. 1,700 yards, 26 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. That sounds like some of the stuff you hear out of Heisman quarterbacks, some of the numbers they put up during the year. Bunches of touchdowns, very few interceptions. They really take care of the ball very well. When he's throwing around a lot, he's got Markel Clark, 45 catches, 638 yards, 14 touchdowns. Clark is being recruited by several schools to play next year. Keandre Walker is also at wide receiver. He's going to play defensive back at Virginia next year. He's got 29 catches. Jackson Beam is the slot receiver. He gets a lot of touches, kind of a Wes Welker, Julian Edelman kind of player. Put him in the slot. He finds the open ground and makes big catches, especially on third down. Defensively, it's a cast of thousands for East Lincoln. Ben Cutter is their leader. Cutter, who will be going to West Virginia to play football next year. 92 tackles, 6 for loss. Then you've got Aiden Terrell, Parker David, Marcel Johnson. They all have over 50 tackles on the season. And this is a loaded defense. As we've found out at the beginning of the season, there are 11 players on defense starting for East Lincoln, and they were all returning from last year. Everybody was back, which explains why their defense is so good and so stingy on giving up points. Cutter is also the punter, and Helmut Rojas is the kicker. He's 35 of 40 on points after touchdown. So soccer player coming out and doing a good job for the Mustangs. So the kicking, I'd still give the advantage to Sutton, having seen both. And the Mustangs, as you can hear, have just come out on the field, including the Mustang that is the actual horse that is running across the field.
Yeah,
I don't remember that earlier this season. Do you?
No, tore up some ground around the 30.
Well, at least they didn't come out and put a flaming arrow in the middle of the field like Florida State and have the arrow fall over and set the field on fire.
That would be a problem.
That we haven't done. So the horse has successfully navigated its loop out to midfield and back. And we're just about ready for the kickoff. The teams are on the sidelines. Referee standing at the 40 waiting for, it looks like East Lincoln will kick off.
Yeah, North Lincoln to receive here, start the game.
So we're about ready to go here. East Lincoln's kickoff team is out on the field. Rojas is out there getting ready to kick off. Back deep for the Knights, number 18, Reed King, who had a couple of really good catches in the game we did 2 weeks ago at North Lincoln against Ford. And the other one back there appears to be number 11, Caden Ayers. So Rojas will kick off to King and Ayers. North Lincoln will get the ball first. They'll be going from left to right on your radio dial. Rojas with a low driving kick. It bounces to King at the 2-yard line. He comes up the middle with a return, breaks it a little bit to the right, and gets across the 20-yard line before he's brought down. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Knights at about the 22-yard line.
Yeah, about a 20-yard return. Caught it just up against the goal line.
Yeah, seeing Rojas earlier in the year, we know he can kick it deep, and Sutton's been banging him in the end zone, so could be a display there. North Lincoln comes out. Connor Carson behind. He hands off up the middle to Morse. Not much there. Gain of maybe 3. It looked like a little more than that. It didn't look like that much to start with. So number 40, Cody Morris on the first carry.
Give it 3, Jim. Okay, for number 18, Reed King. Brought down to number 24, Marcel Johnson. Pick up a 3, brings that 2nd and 7.
So 2nd and 7 for the Knights. Connor Carson runs the option down the line, looks to pitch. Nothing there. He is lit up and buried in the ground. Tackle made by number 52, Levi Clark. And Blake Bradford. But there's a flag down on the play. He got about 3 yards now.
Tagging him too hard.
Unsportsmanlike conduct was the call against East Lincoln. The only thing I can figure is they thought the tackle was too aggressive.
A celebration, maybe.
Or it could be the celebration afterwards. But that'll be a Turner Hauser Insurance first down for the Knights as they get the ball now out at the 42-yard line.
He didn't really hoop or holler or do anything excessive. It ain't like the whole team got in on or anything. It was one man pumped up about a big hit and a nice play, really, is all it was. Not sure. Maybe somebody said something, but.
Yeah. Plus the referees being a rivalry game, maybe trying to set a tone.
I just can't think of anything. What else they would have called it?
Hand off to Morris up the middle on the dive play. Gets across the 45.
Maybe hit him too hard.
What, is this the NFL and it's a quarterback?
Yeah, but he was running.
I know, but I'm saying the way they have dealt with quarterbacks this year.
True.
And then commentators who make comments like Troy Aikman. It's been quite a firestorm. So gain of 4 on the play. 2nd and 6 for the Knights. We're just started, barely 2 minutes into the game, first possession. Play clock down to 5. King in motion. Handoff up. Now it's Carson around the outside again. He's got room. Gets across the 50. Down to about the 39-yard line. Carson faked the handoff to Morris and went around the left side. Had a big opening there before he was brought down.
Picked up about 17 yards on that one. On 2nd down. Get a fresh set.
So another Turner Hauser Insurance first down. And the Knights have gotten into plus territory at the 38.
Yeah, got a little something going on their opening drive.
Big 1st and 10 Knights. The Mustang 38-yard line.
Usual formation for the Knights. Packed in tight. Pitch. Around the outside, it's number 20, Owen Hammond. Hammond takes the pitch, goes around the right side before he's shoved out of bounds. And it will be another first down for the Knights. So he gets down to the 22-yard line, gain of 16 on the play. Not quite a jet sweep, more of a reverse on that particular play. Again, if you're trying to watch West Lincoln or North Lincoln and you're doing a broadcast, their whole offense is misdirection and deception. So you're trying to fake out the defense and, excuse me, but they're going to try and fake out the announcers too.
That gets you sometimes if it's a well-designed play.
Carson keeps it, goes around now. He pitches out to Reed King. King in open field gets down inside the 5-yard line. It'll be another first down for North Lincoln. They're moving the ball quite well. Fake to Morse up the middle. Carson keeps it going around the outside. Pitches to King, and he gets down to the 4-yard line. It'll be first and goal for the Knights at the 4. Just 3 minutes into the ball game.
3 runs in excess of 15 yards, possibly in a row. Running the ball at will.
Handoff. Carson keeps it, goes around the outside to the right and into the end zone. Touchdown Knights. So a Gates auction of Lincolnton touchdown for North Lincoln on their opening drive. That misdirection does take some getting used to. We'll see if East Lincoln can make some adjustments the next time they're on defense. So on to kick. I don't see Sutton. And here we go. They shift back into the kicking formation. Liam Sutton on. Carson to hold as they try the What's Up Shopper extra point. Snap, hold, kick is up and pounded through by Sutton. So on the first Federal Savings Bank scoreboard, it's North Lincoln 7, the Mustangs 0. We'll be back after this 60-second timeout on the Lincoln County Game of the Week.
Now through October. Mention this radio ad and you can save on a one-time maintenance special from Rye Heating and Air in Lincoln. This program is regular $135, but now through October it's just $75. Don't wait till it breaks. Get a preventive maintenance today to ensure your system is in safe working condition for the long winter season. Also, take 10% off all air purification products and smart thermostats. Again, mention this radio ad and save at Rye Heating and Air. Call 980-389-0008 or visit the website at ryeheatingandair.com.
What's the best way to explain the golf at Glen Oaks Golf Course in Maiden? It's world-class golf for the working class. Yes, golf is never better than it is at the Glen Oaks Golf Course in Maiden, with special programs for seniors, men, ladies, and juniors, plus a driving range, banquet facilities, and a swimming pool, picnic area, and more. For your tee time or other questions, call 828-428-2451. The Glen Oaks Golf Course, 245 Golf Course Road in Maiden. It's world class for the working class.
Back at East Lincoln, Knights take the opening possession, drive down the field for the touchdown, so it's 7-0. Kicking off will be Liam Sutton for the Knights. Walker and Clark back. They got under it a little bit, so catches it at the 15. Breaks a tackle. There'll be a face mask on that on the return. Return was by number 4, Jalen Roseborough. Orange numbers sometimes are a little tough to pick up against the green uniforms. It's still not as bad as West Lincoln's red on gray.
Yeah, he toted it 15 yards before he was brought down, but it was by the face mask, so I'll say they'll be adding some to that.
So he got about 8 yards on the return, but the face mask is going to push the ball up to about the 43-yard line, it looks like. 46. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Mustangs.
I think he got a little further than that. That's just where the penalty occurred.
Okay, so they marked it from the penalty and not the spot of the foul.
If you accept it. Wouldn't swear on it, too.
Okay. All right, so Tyler Mizell in an empty backfield. You've got Keandre Walker, Markel Clark, Roseborough, Shropshire. You've got receivers all over the place. Markel back to pass, throws it to Clark, goes off of his hands, and it'll be incomplete. Quick out pass to Clark, zip through his hands, and it'll be 2nd and 10. But he was wide open. This time, Mizell's joining the backfield by Chris Daly, their leading rusher.
Fake
he keeps it. Mazzell goes around the left side, gets across midfield to about the 47. So it'd be gain of about 7 on the play. Faked it to Daly up the middle, then kept it around the outside. Reed King with a tackle for the Knights. Third and 3. 2 wide receivers each side. Mazzell in the shotgun. Plenty of time on the play clock, so they look to the sideline.
I think he picked up a blitz there. Middle linebacker.
Play clock at 5. There's the snap. Mazzell goes back, throws. It's deflected at the line of scrimmage by number 5, Connor Nichols.
Number 51 did a great job. That's Terry Bryant keeping him from intercepting it. So he was watching it come down.
Yeah,
if
Nichols.
Bryant hadn't stayed with it, he could maybe easily caught that, as well as tipped it and caught it himself.
Yeah, Nichols, 6'2", jumped up, deflected the pass straight up in the air, and he had an eye on it. So good play by the offensive lineman.
Bryant stayed with him, even though the pass was already broken up.
So
wasn't on the ground yet.
Yep, Ben Cutter back to punt for the Mustangs, as it's 4th and 3.
Motion.
Does a bit of the rugby style stuff.
Yep.
Reed King's back there, lets it bounce, and it's
luck.
going to go into the end zone just barely. So it'll be a touchback, 1st and 10 for the Knights on their second possession, leading 7-0.
North Lincoln with an impressive first drive. East Lincoln fizzled out quickly. The opposite of what we were expecting so far.
But the night is still young. We're
7-0 North Lincoln even.
We're only 4.5 minutes into the game.
Crescent moon above the formation.
Now the Knights break out 3 wide receivers. Different formation here. King in motion. And it's Carson around the outside again, it looks like.
Picked up quite a few.
Again, it's tough to figure out where the football is sometimes. So it'll be just short of the first down. Keandre Walker, the commit to Virginia, as a defensive back, knocked him out of bounds for the defense.
So it was Reed King on the carry here.
I'm not sure how he got it.
Carson must have pitched it to him.
He must have. They were going away from us here, so it was tough to tell. Snap. They run over the left side, and they'll have a first down. Again, it's tough to see who the ball carrier is. I believe that time it was Carson, the quarterback on a keeper. So another Turner Hauser Insurance first down. The Knights now have the ball at their own 35-yard line with another 1st and 10. This is about, that's what, their 4th or 5th first down already?
They're moving the chains.
Yes, they are, and that's North Lincoln, what they want to do. They want to don't get behind them, keep them moving.
Stay in the game.
Motion, handoff up the middle, appears to be Cody Morse. Morse takes the pile forward, gets to the 40-yard line. Gain of 5 on that play. Just a straight fullback dive. And Ben Cutter, the captain of the East Lincoln defense, in on the tackle.
Cuts him down. Not before he picks up half the yardage.
So 2nd and 5. Carson back to pass. He's throwing downfield. He's got a receiver open, but it throws it to the side of Caden Ayers. He couldn't adjust over to where the ball is, and it falls harmlessly incomplete. Ayers was behind 2 defenders for East Lincoln. They just couldn't get to where the ball came down. So it'll be 3rd and 5. Motion this direction.
Somebody moved first.
Somebody jumps for East Lincoln. It looked like Josh Gilbert came across and made contact.
I thought they moved first. I thought North moved first.
Well, they're marking it off against East.
Sure are.
So looks like they're saying Josh Gilbert jumped across and made contact. And it'll be another first down for the Knights, this time by penalty.
Definitely jumped across, but I thought it was because the tackle came out of his formation, came up out of his stance. Apparently not.
Carson keeps it, works his way around the right side.
Not as big a chunk that time.
Falls forward for about 3, though.
Number 10, Connor Carson, on the keeper. Brought down by number 24, Marcel Johnson. Pick up a 3 on the carry, brings up 2nd and 7.
So 2nd and 7. Knights approaching midfield, ball at the 48-yard line. Again, 3 wide receivers, very unusual. Snap, Carson pitches it to Reed King going around the outside. He heads for the sideline. He's going to be just short of the first down, but not by much. So it looks to be about a gain of 6 on that play. North Lincoln using the option offense quite well. Carson keeps it around the outside, has Reed King trailer. Looks like the old wishbone days. And at this point,
it's going to have to come up with an answer for that. Try to get the ball back.
got So we have an official timeout here. Short one. There's a player down for North Lincoln on the far sideline right in front of their bench, so it was tough to see. They're trying to get him off the field. It'll be 3rd and 2 as North has crossed into Mustang territory at the 47-yard line.
All kinds of movement here.
Carson keeps it. Didn't really want to. He's trying to work his way forward for a first down.
Short.
Not only is it short, there may be a fumble on the play, waiting on a signal. Not sure what happened there. Carson wheeled out to the left and looking to make a handoff, and there was nobody there. So he tried to go around the outside, fumbled, and East Lincoln recovers. Fumble was covered by number 88, Diego Niera, for the Mustangs. Carson kept it reluctantly and then ended up getting stripped of it.
It's a big break for East Lincoln. We'll see if they can take the momentum there and turn it into points with good field position and 5 minutes to go in the first quarter here.
So they take over on their own 46. Mazzell alone in the backfield as Daly splits out to the left.
All kind of receivers.
Back to pass. Mazzell keeps it, and he's going to run with it. He goes up to the right side. Goes out of bounds just past the sticks, so it'll be a Turner Hauser Insurance first down for the Mustangs.
He was really scooting when he turned the corner.
I don't know if that was a designed run,
no,
but there didn't
not.
appear to be anybody open, so Mazzell just kept it, took off, and he had some green grass to work with.
They ran most of the defense off. 5 receivers, 3 to the left, 2 to the right. So they had them spread out. They sent them deep.
This time 2 and 2. Daly in the backfield next to Mazzell. Snap, handoff to fake. Mazzell keeps it, goes around the right side.
Makes a good
He gets
move.
out over the 40-yard line, the flag down. We'll have to wait and see what the penalty is.
Possibly a hole. Who knows?
And it's holding against the Mustangs. Good call, Jason.
Yeah.
So holding against the Mustangs will take it back into their territory. Ball will be spotted at the Mustang 47. So it should be about 1st and 20, 1st and 21. 4.5 to go in the first quarter. North Lincoln still leading 7-0. There must be a concession stand or something. The wind's blowing from it. I smell popcorn.
It's right there. Smell
No,
it.
I think it's coming in that way.
Oh, it's good stuff, whatever it is.
Oh, it is.
So hit him at half.
Zell takes a snap. This time does hand off to Daly. He goes up the middle.
Yeah, he hit hard.
He was going good, and then he was stood up, looked to be by Ryan Bassani, number 7.
Picked up a few of those.
By the time contact was made, he was over midfield to the 49. So gain of about 4 on the play. Second in about 16 or so. Mizell back to pass, looks downfield. Now he's flushed out to the right. There's a lot of room.
They got a spy on him.
They've got somebody going. He's down. He slips. Gets over the 30, then slips
flags.
going down at the 20-yard line as he tried to cut back to the inside. And on the tackle, there's a penalty on the play. It's way downfield. The flags are down by the 10-yard line. Mizell had a lot of room coming around the left side. And East Lincoln was actually running off defenders. So the penalty is against East Lincoln. So it will be a first down as they get to the 30-yard line. They call a hold. Had to be downfield because both flags were way down the field at the 10-yard line. But they ran off the defenders pretty well, and then Mizell comes in behind, had a lot of open space. A lineman was trying to chase him. That wasn't going to work. So first down for the Mustangs at the Knights 30. Mizell, quick pass out to Walker. Walker reverses, goes back to the middle of the field. A lot of running for about 2 yards. So quick out to Walker. He tries to reverse field back to the center. And we've got another flag on the play, another hold on East Lincoln. So they get down into Knights territory, but there's been a plethora of penalties at this point that have stalled the drive. So this will be from the spot of the foul, it looks like, back to the 38-yard line.
Another holding call going against the Mustangs. And move the ball back to the Knights 38-yard line. It'll be first down Mustangs.
So first and 20 for the Mustangs. Just under 3 minutes to go, opening quarter, 7-0 Knights. Zell takes the snap, hands off to Chris Daly up the middle. There's not much there. He's wrapped up. He's wrapped up by Oscar Lopez. Gets over the 30, gets to the 35-yard line, so gain of about 3 on the play.
Brings up a second down for the Mustangs.
Mizell in the backfield, rolls out to the right, looking downfield. He throws deep. He's got a receiver down there. The catch is made as he inbounds. There were 2 defenders for North Lincoln there. Catch was made, but they ruled that he was out of bounds, or it would have been a touchdown for the Mustangs. So close but no cigar. Caden Ayers was down there covering for the Knights. So it'll be third down and 17. Mizell showing off his arm strength on the rollout, throws it from the 40-yard line, 5 yards deep in the end zone, but just out of bounds. Mizell back to pass, pressure, he steps up, he's trying to scramble, and he's brought down by Ryan Bassani, the sophomore linebacker, leading tackler for the Knights. Appeared to be spying on Mizell, and as he tried to scramble and get the first down, Bassani comes over, makes a good open field tackle, and it's going to be 4th and very long for the Mustangs. Loss of 3 on the play.
They're going to punt it.
Now, Ben Cutter will be on the punt.
So they keep from going out of the end zone again.
Looks like Caden Ayers is back, but now he's moving up.
We're in good fake it territory.
Pooch kick by Cutter makes it, takes a bounce backwards, hits it about the 15, bounces back to the 18, and it'll be Knights possession there as penalties and an incomplete pass just out of the end zone stall that drive for the Mustangs.
The same punt is down at the Knights' 18-yard line to be first and 10 Knights.
So 59 seconds to go in the first quarter. Knights lead the Mustangs 7-0. This is the 3A version of rivalry week here in Lincoln County. Cross County, we've got West Lincoln and Lincolnton. We'll give you scores when we get those. North Lincoln keeps it. First play of the possession, handoff to Morse. He goes over the right side. Gain of about 2 on the play, not much there. East Lincoln's defense flowed over nicely to bottle that up.
Pick up a 2 on the carry, brings up 2nd and 8 for the Knights.
Ayers is the wide receiver, Carson under center. Handoff to Reed King going around the left side. He goes through an opening, he fumbles, ball's loose, it's picked up by East Lincoln. So another turnover for the Knights, picked up by East Lincoln. And they're going to have the ball deep in North Lincoln territory. Reed King with another fumble for the Knights. That's 2 already tonight. And that's been their bugaboo all year. That's 15 on the season. So with 15 seconds to go in the first quarter, East Lincoln takes over. Ball will be on about the 20-yard line. So they're in the red zone. 5 wide receivers spreading out the Knights defense. Mazzell looks things over, plenty of time on the clock. Snap, rolls out, looks downfield. He's got a receiver out of the backfield. Goes off of his hands to a North Lincoln player, but they juggle it out of bounds, so it'll be incomplete. Almost a turnover right back. Clark was the intended receiver. That's the second one that's hit him in the hands tonight.
He heard footsteps that time. Got a little short on.
So 10 seconds left in the quarter. Time for at least one more play. Zell takes it, hands off to Daly. Daly goes around the left side, plenty of room there, gets across the 10-yard line and brought down at the 6. And there's a flag on the play. Now that's picked up. So there will be no penalties, waived off.
The flag has been picked up.
So it'll be 1st and goal for the Knights, or I'm sorry, the Mustangs.
That's a quarter, guys.
And that'll be the end of the first quarter. So on the First Federal scoreboard, it's 7-0 Knights. We'll be back after this 60-second timeout on the Lincoln County Game of the Week.
Full Throttle Power Sports in Gastonia has just gotten a whole lot bigger, and we mean a whole lot bigger. They have just purchased MS Power Sports in Gastonia and are now your dealer for Honda, Suzuki, and Kawasaki, along with CF Moto, Yamaha, and Polaris. Golf carts, too. One big dealer under one big roof, plus a complete parts and service department. Full Throttle Power Sports, 101 Indian Walk off I-85 in Lowell, online at ncfullthrottle.com, and see their page at whatsupshopper.com.
They're everywhere. Your yard, your kitchen, your bedroom. Invading your home and property, spreading disease, and destroying everything in their path. If you don't act, they'll multiply, crawling ever closer to you and your family. The only thing they fear is the web. Nealon Cole Termite and Pest Control. Call today for their new service special and save $25. Bugs, beware of the web.
Back at David Clark Field at East Lincoln. About to start the second quarter. Knights win the first quarter 7-0. But East Lincoln has got first and goal at the 7-yard line as they move from left to right. So first and goal at the 7. Be a time to look for Jackson Beam, slot receiver. He tends to get open in these situations. Play clock down to 2. Snap just in time. Mizell's flushed out of the pocket, tries to run it. Not going to get very far with that one. Ryan Bassani, again with a tackle for the Knights. He seems to be the one assigned to Tyler Mizell. No gain on the play, so it'll be second and goal from the 7. So again, 3 wide receivers to the right, the wide side of the field. Mizell keeps it, goes up, and he's into the end zone, untouched. Touchdown for the Mustangs. So Tyler Mizell on the quarterback draw takes a step back, goes right up the middle, and scores a Gates auction touchdown for the Mustangs to make it 7-6. Pending What's Up Shopper extra point. Again, like North Lincoln, they line up in one formation and then slide back into kicking formation. Not sure what that's for, but helmet Rojas. Mizell holds, Rojas kicks, and it's good. So on the First Federal Savings Bank scoreboard, we're all tied at 7. We'll be back after 60 seconds on the Lincoln County Game of the Week.
Since 1919, Rhodes and Bill Oil Company in Lincoln has been serving the Lincoln County and surrounding area. And today they continue to serve this area and beyond with quality fuels and outstanding service. In addition to fuel oil, they also carry all kinds of lubricants, from hydraulic fluid to automatic transmission fluid to farm lubricants, plus diesel fuel, home heating oil, and kerosene. That's Rhodes and Bill Oil Company, 1404 East Main Street in Lincoln. Call 704-735-2508 and online at NesbittOil.com. Come see the all-new Bobcat CT1021 and CT1025 compact tractors, now available at West End Sales in Vail. It's great for maneuvering around the barn, sheds, and landscaping. It's perfect for mowing. Features include 4-wheel drive and a 21 and 25 horsepower diesel engine with hydrostatic transmission. See it today at West End Sales, Highway 18 North in Vail. Online at westendsales.com. See their page at whatsupshopper.com and like them on Facebook too.
Back at East Lincoln, kickoff by Chris Melita is fielded by Reed King. He brings it upfield. Good return, gets across the 30-yard line to the 32, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Knights, with the game now tied up 7 apiece early second quarter. So Knights offense waits. Here comes Connor Carson off the sideline. Brings in the play. And again, Caden Ayers will be the lone wide receiver. The other 10 all in tight. King in motion. Carson back, throws to the only wide receiver. It's Ayers. He catches it out in the flat. Gets to the 40-yard line. So a gain of 39-yard line, gain of 6 on the play.
Number 11, Caden Ayers. Brought down by number 7, Hampton Good.
In that formation, when Carson goes back to pass, there's only one person to throw to, and that was Ayers. So gain of 6, 2nd and 4. Handoff up the middle. Looked to be Cody Morse. Morse gets close to the first down, but it looks like he's going to be about a yard short. Tackle is credited to Aiden Terrell of the Mustangs. Couldn't be too much better a start for North Lincoln. They are keeping the ball away from that high-powered East Lincoln offense, and when they are on the field, they've managed to make some stops when necessary. Carson keeps it. He was looking to pitch, but he gets snowed under.
Yes, sir.
Marcel Johnson bursts through the line and brings Carson down the backfield. He was looking to keep going around the right side, but didn't get a chance to get very far, or it's a good thing he didn't try and pitch because he was wrapped up quickly.
Yeah.
So Liam Sutton will be on to punt for the first time tonight for the Knights. Back deep. Play clock is down to 5, and now there's a penalty. It's 4th and 4, so we'll have to see. If it's a 5-yard penalty against the Mustangs, that'll be a first down. No flag. And they're caught. North Lincoln called timeout. So the Knights call timeout.
Breaking action, we'd like to recognize some of our fall sports teams. Now their season is gone. Our girls tennis team finished second in the Western Foothills Athletic Conference, qualified for the dual team state playoffs, and headed to their third round.
So this will be about the last sport. Cross country gets into postseason tomorrow. 3A and 2A meets will be going on throughout the state tomorrow. Some tennis results being announced here. East Lincoln makes it to the third round of the women's tennis. North Lincoln got to the second round, got nailed by Lake Norman Charter. So Sutton will be back to punt. Clark and Walker back for the Mustangs. Sutton with a kick. Nice high spiral, drives
Run it back. Bring it back.
drives way back to the 14-yard line, but there's a lot of opening. Markel Clark gets out to the 35-yard line before he's nailed by Owen Hammond of the Knights. So good return by Clark after a very long punt by Liam Sutton, but he may have outkicked his coverage.
Yeah, plenty of room, big return, able to pick his lines. Kicked it a little too deep, if that's possible.
So the ball is at the 37-yard line. 9:06 to go, score tied. Mustangs with the ball. Clark in motion. Handoff is to Clark. He goes around the left side. Flag comes in from the far official. Chances are that's another hold based on where that was thrown. Clark gets out for about a 3-yard gain. So another hold on the Mustangs. Is that the third or the fourth on them? Holding call. So penalties, stifling drives for the Mustangs. So the ball's moved back. It'll be 1st and 20 now at the 27-yard line. Play clock's down to 7. Down to 3, snap. Mazzell throws quick out into the left flat. It's caught. Looks like Keondae Walker with a catch. He's driven out of bounds after a short gain. They'll give him 3 on the play, so it's 2nd and 17. Clark slowly moves back to the slot position. Hand off to Daly. He goes over the right side, breaks one tackle, gets out over the 35-yard line before he's brought down. Ryan Bassani with yet another tackle. Now you can see why Bassani was missed the last 2 games while in concussion protocol. He's all over the field. Looks to be his first job is spy on Mazzell. And if he doesn't have the ball, then go find who does.
That's right.
But he has been shadowing Mazzell most of the night. So 3rd down and 10. They got back to the original start of this series. Quick out pass to Daly. Oh, there's a lot of room. He gets across the 50, down to the 40, still going, breaks back into the center of the field, and he is tackled hard by number 32, Hunter Huckleberry, but not before. How many yards was that on that pass? Ball was on the 27.
About 35.
No, that's where it is now. Nice hit by Huckleberry. The problem was it was about a 30-yard play. So 1st and 10 for the Mustangs. Another Turner Hauser Insurance first down. Now they're in Knights territory at the 27, looking to take the lead. Zell keeps it, goes around the left side. Here comes Alex Duncan trying to catch him. Duncan's able to force him out of bounds, but not before he gets more than 10 and another first down. Duncan was right next to him, but all he could do is shadow. He couldn't catch him, so he just kind of ran him towards the boundary, but not before he gains 12 yards on the play, and it's first down at the 14. 7.5 to go. Score tied at 7. Zell keeps it. He's got Daly in front. Lots of room. He's across and into the end zone. Touchdown. Touchdown, Tyler Mazzell. 14-yard run. And the Mustangs have taken the lead 13-7 with a Gates auction and touchdown. Awaiting the What's Up Shopper extra point attempt. So Rojas on to kick. Mazzell with a hold. Mazzell does a good job. The snap was a little crazy. The extra point is good, but we've got a flag down behind the line of scrimmage. You can tell it's a rivalry game, lots of penalties, although they seem to be a bit one-sided at the moment. So we'll keep it here. We're trying to figure out what the penalty is. The extra point is up on the board at the moment. So the Mustangs on the First Federal Savings Bank scoreboard now have a 14-7 lead with 7:16 to go in the first half. Still having a conference. The officials down by the end zone. So we've got offsetting unsportsmanlike conduct penalties on both teams. So the ball will be kicked from the 40 as usual.
Looks like 18
So Chris Milletta will kick off for the Mustangs. Aiden, Ayers, and King back for the Knights. Looks like they're going to kick it down the side, and they do. Rolling kick comes to King. He picks it up at about the 15-yard line, slips a tackle, fumbles the ball, but falls back on it. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Knights at the 24-yard line. Not sure what it is with North Lincoln, but they have trouble hanging on to the football.
Return by number 18, Reed King. Called down by number 23, James McLean.
So 1st and 10 for the Knights on the 24.
They're on 24-yard line. Let's go, Pete.
1st and 10 for the Knights, now trailing for the first time tonight. One wide receiver. Hammond in motion. Handoff is up the middle to Morse. Not much there as he's met by quite a few members of the Mustang defense.
Okay, by number 40, Cody Morris. Brought down by number 58, Blake Bradford.
The other rivalry game, the 2A version of rivalry week here in Lincoln County, Lincolnton has a 7-6 lead over West Lincoln. West Lincoln scored a touchdown but missed on the 2-point conversion. Hammond in motion. Carson back to pass, rolls. He's firing downfield. He's got a receiver down there. Ayers was down there, or was that Hammond? But good defense, but Landon Gleason back there in coverage. Pass was intended for Tyler Donahue, but good coverage as Gleason jumped up in front of the receiver and knocked the ball down. So it'll be 3rd and 8. Carson back to pass, flushed out of the pocket, runs, throws it behind his receiver, who makes a good adjustment. Tackle in front of the sideline there. Couldn't see who the receiver was, but he was picked up and pile driven into the ground, WWE style.
He went right back down.
He stood up for a second, then went back down. Parker Davis with the tackle. We're still trying to identify who the player down is. He did catch the ball, but he's about 3 yards short of the first down. So this looks like it might be a minute or so, so we'll take a 60-second timeout on the Lincoln County Game of the Week and be back after this.
The big new Skag mowers have arrived at the new Bean Brothers Hardware and Supply in Lincoln. It's the best commercial and residential mower on the market today. Nothing mows like a Skag. And also check out 44 feet of Diablo saw blades in stock, along with Marshalltown concrete tools and Redbird irrigation products and repair. Commercial pricing available, plus military and first responder discounts at the all-new Bean Brothers Hardware and Supply, 969 Reachville Road in Lincoln. Online at beanbrothershardware.com. See their page at whatsupshopper.com and like them on Facebook too.
It's time to go to work at Triad Corrugated Metals in Lincoln. They're now hiring for manufacturing jobs, and they'll train. Just drop by their location at 108 Industrial Park in Lincoln. And with Triad Corrugated Metal Roofing, you buy direct, thus saving you money. See one of the largest selections of colors in North Carolina. That's Triad Corrugated Metal Roofing, 108 Industrial Park in Lincoln. For more information, call 980-429-2278.
So back in North Lincoln, the player that was injured was Owen Hammond on the play. He didn't get enough for the first down. So Liam Sutton will be back to punt for the Knights. Snap, kick, a high kick. Bounces and goes out of bounds inside the 35-yard line. Walker and Clark were back for the Mustangs. They just let it bounce. Goes out of bounds at the 34. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Knights. 6 minutes to go in the first half. Checking some other scores. Maiden having no problem with Newton Conover. They're up 14-0. Burns and Shelby are playing tonight. Shelby kicked off to Burns, and the Bulldogs scored, so they now lead 7-0. And then Kings Mountain and Crest. Kings Mountain leads 21-6 in the second quarter. So the Mustangs 1st and 10 at the 34. Mazzell throws it over the middle to Markel Clark. He got sandwiched. quick in pass to Markel Clark. He got sandwiched between two North Lincoln defenders, and he's a little slow getting up. Referee is helping him off the field. Short gain, no gain on the play. So that's taking a lot of punishment for no gain. So 2nd and 10. Elsewhere, Bunker Hill having no problem with Bandies. They're up to a 21-0 lead. And South Point leads North Gaston 34-0 in the second quarter. That one will be a running clock quickly. He snaps. Daly goes around the left side, gets upended. He gets maybe 2 yards on the play, out to the 36. He was upended. Got a little air time there before he hit the ground. So 3rd and 9. Clock running. Just under 5.5 to go in the first half. So 3 wide receivers to the wide side of the field, which is the right. And now the play clock's down to 2, and East Lincoln will take a timeout. So we'll take a timeout to 60 seconds, and we'll be back here on the Lincoln County Game of the Week.
Young ladies. Also, our cross-country team wrapped up the regular season with multiple individuals setting personal records. We will compete in the North Carolina High School Athletic Association regional event this weekend. Also, our volleyball girls
It's at Freedom. So I'll be there.
Western Foothills Conference and hosted St. Stephen's in the first round of the state tournament to secure a big win. In the second round, traveling to Kings Mountain, where their season came to an end. Another great season for our volleyball program here at East Lincoln.
Back at East Lincoln, 3rd and 9 for the Mustangs. Zell finds receiver. Keandre Walker with the catch. He's forced out of bounds short of the sticks. So it'll be 4th down, and East Lincoln will be forced to punt. Ben Cutter in for the Mustangs to kick. Back deep for the Knights appears to be Reed King. Snap, Cutter holds it a second, now boots it. High kick, short. King lets it bounce, now catches it with 6 Mustangs around next to him. We may have a fair catch violation. It may be a fair catch violation on the Knights because he ran. Did he signal fair catch?
I don't think you get the fair catch on a bounce. I think once it hits the ground, all that's out the window. Then either team could touch it.
Well, he can catch it and run with it if he wants to, but it wasn't the smartest decision.
Fair catch it.
And it is a fair catch violation on the Knights, so a 5-yard penalty will push it back to the 25-yard line.
I don't think that's right.
It wasn't the best decision because he had 5 green jerseys all around him. He wasn't going anywhere.
I just don't think the call's right because they let it bounce.
So 1st and 10 on the 24. Handoff. Nope, pitch. Carson pitches around the outside. They'll lose some yardage on that play. Reed King takes the pitch, and he's brought down. Loss of about 2 on the play.
Keandre Walker.
Keandre Walker is credited with a tackle. So loss of 1, Walker with a tackle for loss. And it's 2nd and 11. King in motion. Handoff coming back this direction. And again, nothing there for the Knights. Tackle made by number 24, Marcel Johnson. And another loss on the play, another yard or so. So 2 plays, each for a -1, and it's going to be 3rd and long, 3rd and 12 for the Knights.
Loss of 1 brings up 3rd and 12 for the Knights.
North comes up to the line. 1 wide receiver. Normal formation, King in motion. Carson back to pass. Rolls out, looks downfield, not much there, so he runs with the ball, gets tackled, maybe a gain of 1 or 2 on the play. Not much there on this possession for the Knights, and it'll be 4th down. Good defense by East on that particular possession. 2 plays for -1 each, and then good coverage downfield on the 1 receiver out in the pattern. Carson has to run. It'll be 4th and 10. Back for the Mustangs will be Clark and Walker. Play clock down to 5. Sutton is calling for the snap, but it's not in time.
Hey, where's the flag?
It's not in time, but there's no flag. Sutton gets the kick off. It goes down, and it's touched at the 42-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10. That should have been a delay of game penalty because it was easily 0 before the snap. So 1st and 10, Mustangs at the 42.
Pretty good field position. Might have to hustle a little bit, not run it too much, but just under 3 minutes.
Daly gets the ball, goes over the left side, nothing there. He's wrapped up by number 32, Hunter Huckleberry. Why do I see Val Kilmer going, "I'm your Huckleberry"? Old movie reference. It's the only ones I have.
It's not Connor Grohl, though. Everybody knows that.
Oh, I bet if you ask half these players, they wouldn't know. They're too young.
They're like a Western, they might.
2nd and 10. Mazzell keeps it, runs around the left side. A lot of open room across midfield, across the 40. He's down the sideline. 1 man to beat is Reed King. King pushes him out of bounds at about the 18-yard line. So a nice run and no penalty on the play. So it'll be Mustangs 1st and 10 at the 20. So good run there from Mazzell. A design keeper and lots of green grass to run.
About 36-yard gain, maybe his biggest of the night.
So we're down to 2:16 to go in the half. Knights, Mustangs. I get so confused. Mustangs have the ball just outside the red zone, trying to get a score in before halftime. Fumble in the backfield, fallen on by Daly, it appears.
That ain't how you do it.
No, that was Ben Cutter. Cutter in as the extra blocker. So Cutter was in as the extra blocker. And I'm not sure if the snap didn't hit him because he fell right on it almost immediately.
Yeah.
So 2nd and 12. Zell hands off to Daly. Daly goes around the outside. Big opening. He's going to walk into the end zone. So there's touchdown, but there's a flag on the play at the 17-yard line, and it's holding again against East Lincoln. So a 23-yard run for a touchdown by Daly is wiped out by a penalty.
That's a terrible call right there. He just threw that flag in the air. There was nobody in that area. That was a terrible call.
So the ball is now moved back. So they marked off the penalty back to where the line of scrimmage was. This is interesting. So there was no yardage on the penalty, but they did take points off the board. Mizell back to pass, flushed, goes left, now back to the right, looks downfield, plenty of time. He throws into the end zone, and it's knocked down by North Lincoln. There were two receivers converging on the ball for East. But the closest player was number 12, Alex Duncan for North Lincoln. Got his hands on it, but couldn't pull it in. So it's 3rd and 11 from the 23. Lots of time. Good scrambling by Mizell to buy some time.
Yeah, bought a lot of extra time with his legs there.
So 3rd and 11 from the 23, a minute 26 to go, first half. Cutter slides over, handoff is to Daly. He goes around, follows Cutter around the left side. Gets a few yards there, but it's going to be 4th and about 6. And we've got a timeout called by East Lincoln with 1:14 to go. We'll keep it here. So it should be a short timeout. East did it just to stop the clock. Now, will they try and kick the field goal, or will they go for it on 4th and 5? Ball's on the 16, so it'd be a 33-yard field goal. So 14-7 is our score. 4th and 5, Mustangs deciding whether to go for it or bring on Rojas for the extra point. So the Mustangs come back on the field. I do not see a kicker. So they are going for it on 4th and 5 from the 16.
Brings up a 4th and 5 for the Mustangs at the nice 16-yard line.
Mizell under center this time. Goes back, fumbles and loses the ball. He's back around the 40-yard line, avoids the official, and he's tackled by Ryan Bassani. He can't throw the ball away. It's 4th. Well, he at least wouldn't lose all the yardage. But Bassani runs down Mizell from behind on 4th down. Loss of 14 on the play. Mizell had the ball, fumbled it, had to go retrieve it, and try and make something of it. So 104, Knights take over. East Lincoln will get the ball to open the second half. King in motion. Handoff is to Cody Morris up the middle. Good opening there over the right side. Gets out to the 38-yard line.
Ball carrier number 40. Cody Morris. Throwing down the number 22, Parker Davis.
So pick up a 9, 2nd and 1. Handoff to Morse again over the right side. Again, some opening. He gets over the 45 to the 46. It'll be Turner Hauser Insurance first down. And North Lincoln will take a timeout with 33 seconds to go in the half. So taking a look at some other scores, let's see what we've got here. West Lincoln has scored again, stopped on the 2-point conversion, so they're now ahead 12-7 over Lincolnton. Maiden still leading 14-0 over Newton Conover. Burns is now leading Shelby 13-0 in the second quarter. And Kings Mountain having no problem with Crest. Kings Mountain leading 28-6. Based on that, I think it's pretty obvious who could be the number 1 seed in the West for the 3A playoffs. They're currently number 1 in the Max Prep rankings, and they've just taken Crest apart, and Crest is a good team. If I remember correctly, Crest is in the top 10. Carson pulls out, tries to get away, and Marcel Johnson again with a tackle for East Lincoln. Another timeout by North. So a big loss on the play, 24 seconds left, and North Lincoln will take another timeout. Bunker Hill still leads Bandy's 21-0. Oh my goodness, South Point leading North Gaston 47-0 already. I mean, North Gaston isn't great, but good gracious. South Point ranked number 3 in the 3A standings right now. Problem for them is they've lost to Kings Mountain, so they're going to be second in their conference. The best they can probably hope for is a 9th or 10th seed because they rank all the conference champions first. So that all happens tomorrow. I was told by Coach Lubowitz they expect the first draft to be out around noon, and usually the final is out about 2 o'clock. So by 2 o'clock tomorrow we'll know who's playing who in the first round of all the state playoffs. Knights with the ball, 2nd and 15. Carson back to pass, quick one over the middle.
Dropped it.
It's dropped. Pass was intended for Reed King. He's unable to come up with it. So incomplete, stops the clock with 20 seconds left. If they aren't careful here, they might give the ball back to East Lincoln with a few seconds.
Think they'd take a shot.
Don't you have to have some wide receivers on the field to take a shot? They don't normally. Hand off up the middle. It's Cody Morris. He's over midfield. Brought down. It's going to be 4th down. And a timeout is called this time by East Lincoln. They're going to want to, that stops the clock at 13. So 14-7 on the First Federal Savings Bank scoreboard. Mustangs lead, but having some trouble with the Knights. Anytime they get a drive going, they hit penalties have slowed them down, and a penalty has taken a touchdown off the board. Elsewhere around the area, Highland Tech getting handled by East Gaston 28-0. I think we'll see scores like that next week too in the first round of the playoffs. You'll see some very lopsided scores. When you get 32 teams on each side of the state and you only have 40 to 50, there's going to be some teams make the playoffs that aren't the best, and they get matched up with teams that are. So Sutton back to punt, 4th and 3. Just over the 50-yard line. Walker back to receive, standing at the goal line. High kick by Sutton, bounces, picked up by Walker. He gets around the left side, goes out of bounds. 3 seconds left, so East will get one play, see what they can do, and then they will get the ball to start the second half. So they will have the ball at, appears to be the 17, 18 yard line. Not sure they'll try and do much here. Unless, of course, they have a trick play off their sleeve. And they'll just take a knee. So that is the end of the first half here at East Lincoln. The score, Mustangs 14, Knights 7. We'll be back with the halftime stats and other information. We're going to take a 4-minute timeout here, and we'll be back on the Lincoln County Game of the Week.
Built upon a solid foundation of cast iron and steel, the Kubota L-Series is part of our under 100 horsepower tractor lineup rated #1 for reliability. They feature powerful Kubota diesel engines and easy operation. The durable Kubota L-Series. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo. Go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Your Kubota dealer is Parker Farm Service, located at 126 Bessie Drive on Oak Grove Road at the Highway 74 bypass in Kings Mountain. Looking for a great deal on a pre-owned vehicle? Check with Classic Volkswagen in Gastonia. This month, get 3.99% APR financing for 60 months on certified pre-owned vehicles. That's right, only 3.99% APR financing for 60 months. Come see the selection today. And you can now lease the new 2022 Volkswagen Taos for only $389 a month. Come on in for all the details at Classic Volkswagen in Gastonia, 4417 Wilkinson Boulevard, or visit them online at classicvwgastonia.com.
They're everywhere. Your yard, your kitchen, your bedroom. Invading your home and property, spreading disease, and destroying everything in their path. If you don't act, they'll multiply, crawling ever closer to you and your family. The only thing they fear is the web. Nealon Cole Termite and Pest Control. Call today for their new service special and save $25. Bugs, beware of the web.
The big new Skag mowers have arrived at the new Bean Brothers Hardware and Supply in Lincoln. It's the best commercial and residential mower on the market today. Nothing mows like a Skag. And also check out 44 feet of Diablo saw blades in stock, along with Marshalltown concrete tools and Redbird irrigation products and repair. Commercial pricing available, plus military and first responder discounts at the all-new Bean Brothers Hardware and Supply, 969 Reachville Road in Lincoln. Online at beanbrothershardware.com. See their page at whatsupshopper.com and like them on Facebook too.
What's the best way to explain the golf at Glen Oaks Golf Course in Maiden? It's world-class golf for the working class. Yes, golf is never better than it is at the Glen Oaks Golf Course in Maiden, with special programs for seniors, men, ladies, and juniors, plus a driving range, banquet facilities, and a swimming pool, picnic area, and more. For your tee time or other questions, call 828-428-2451. The Glen Oaks Golf Course, 245 Golf Course Road in Maiden. It's world class for the working class.
It's back, the Cleveland County Fair, September 29th through October 9th, packed with entertainment including 2 big demolition derbies, October 1st and 8th. Right Off for Rides will be there with 6 new rides, including The Beast. Shows include Hot Diggity Dog, Act Monsters Chainsaw, Renee Riddle, ventriloquist comedian and singer Sylvia Fletcher, The Victoria Circus, and more. Go online and get your advanced all-day armbands for just $20. The 2022 Cleveland County Fair, September 29th through October 9th. For more information, go online at clevelandcountyfair.com.
Looking for your dream home? Look to Gates Realty and Auction in Lincoln. Robert Gates can help make your dreams come true. Robert has over 30 years combined real estate and auction experience and is licensed in North Carolina. Visit their website at gatesauction.com and check out the latest listings available. We're sure there's one for you and your family. Gates Realty and Auction. Call 866-735-1977 and let Robert Gates help make your dreams come true.
Sold America.
Full Throttle Power Sports in Gastonia has just gotten a whole lot bigger, and we mean a whole lot bigger. They have just purchased MS Power Sports in Gastonia and are now your dealer for Honda, Suzuki, and Kawasaki, along with CF Moto, Yamaha, and Polaris. Golf carts too. One big dealer under one big roof. plus a complete parts and service department. Full Throttle Power Sports, 101 Indian Walk of I-85 in Lowell, online at ncfullthrottle.com, and see their page at whatsupshopper.com.
Dan Parks. Her favorite band memory was competing at Western Carolina University. After high school, Kyla plans to attend Western Carolina University, majoring in psychology with a minor in criminal justice.
Back here at East Lincoln, more senior night activities. Before the game, it was the football players and cheerleaders. The seniors for each of those squads were recognized, and now the seniors from the East Lincoln Marching Band are being recognized. So right now, it's 14-7. Mustangs lead. That's the First Federal Savings Bank scoreboard. Locations in Lincolnton, Boger City, Denver, and West Lincoln. They're there to meet all of your banking needs. So we take a look at some of the stats from the halftime. Jason, what do we got here offensively? I'd be curious to see. Wish we could do time of possession, because I believe North would dominate that. But
yeah, in the end of the first quarter, it was looking a little different maybe than we expected. I think North Lincoln up 7-0. Had controlled the ball most of the time. It was short into the second quarter. East Lincoln scored and then later scored again. But on paper, North Lincoln with 118 rushing yards and 13 passing yards in the first half. Cody Morris on the ground had 9 carries for 47 yards. Carson, the quarterback, had 9 for 23, but he did put one on the ground that ended up in East Lincoln's hands. Hammond had a 16-yard run. Reed King, second most effective rusher with 32 yards on just 5 carries.
And he also had a fumble.
And he also had a fumble go the other way. And passing-wise, only got 2 receivers in on the game. Ayers caught a 6-yard pass, and Hammond caught a 7-yard pass. There's their 13 in the air. East Lincoln choosing to keep it in the hands of just a few key guys, apparently, but all the yards are Mazzell, Daly, and Walker in the first half. 155 rushing, 46 through the air. And Mazzell himself has 117 on the ground, 9 carries, or scrambles rather. And Daly, the running backs, only got 7 carries, 38 yards. Both touchdowns, Mazzell, one from 7 yards out, the other from 14 yards out, both in the second quarter. And through the air, Walker's got 3 receptions for 11 yards. Daly caught one from 35 yards. And that rounds out the total passing, 46 yards from Mazzell.
So good job by North Lincoln to hold things down. They had help. A lot of yellow flags went against East Lincoln. And you mentioned the 2 touchdowns in the second quarter, and there was a late touchdown. 23-yard run by Chris Daly was wiped off the board by a holding call. One thing I'm curious about, when Mazzell lost all that yardage on 4th down play there, does that go against the passing yardage or the rushing yardage in high school?
Rushing, I'd say. I don't really know, though. I'm not keeping official stats here.
Oh, I realize that. It was a question is like, I know college it goes against rushing, but in pros it goes against passing.
That's unusual.
So what's high school? Probably something completely different. Who knows? So those are the halftime stats. Let's take another spin around the area as far as the scoreboard goes. Kings Mountain having no problem with Crest. They're up 35-6. Speaking of no problem, South Point got a running clock. It's 55-0 over North Gaston. High Brighton leads South Caldwell. There's a High Brighton in Caldwell County, I believe it is. So that's another rivalry game. High Brighton leads that one 21-7. Pine Lake Prep leads Community School of Davidson. I believe that's for the conference title over there. Pine Lake Prep leads in that conference. Drawn leads Mountain Heritage 20-14. West Henderson leads Tuscola 28-0. Closer to the area, former conference member Lake Norman Charter with a 21-6 lead over Mountain Island Charter. East Burke leads West Caldwell 21-7. Maiden struggling a bit against Newton. They're only ahead 14-0. They may be just kind of putting a little cruise control in just before they go to the playoffs. They'll be a top seed, one of the top seeds in 2A. Brevard and Polk County tied at 14. Chase lead RS Central 27-0. The battle for second place in this 3A conference here, Statesville with a 14-0 lead over Hickory. So it looks like now East Lincoln has clinched the title. Statesville and Hickory are tied for second place at this point. Regardless of the outcome of this game, North Lincoln will be fourth in the county, and there's a good chance that they will advance to the state playoffs, win or lose tonight. Just because they take 32 from each side of the state, and my understanding is there's only 43 teams playing 3A in the West.
All right, so you just got to finish a little over dead last, it sounds like.
So maybe the conference will get 5 in. I don't know. It doesn't sound like a lot of teams are going to be eliminated. So possibly St. Stephen's could get in there and get the 5th spot. Bessemer City leads Cherryville 6-3. East Gaston burying Highland Tech, another running clock, 42-0. Burns 21-7 over Shelby. That could drop Shelby down to the. Not only will they not be a conference champion, but they will have 4 losses on the season, and they could be one of the lower seeds and may have to go on the road in the first round. Chase 20-0 over RS Central. Score here is 14-7. East Lincoln over North. And over in Lincolnton, West Lincoln still leading 12-7 over Lincolnton. That is a battle for third place in the Catawba Valley Conference. Maiden is first, Bunker Hill will be second, and the winner of that game, West Lincoln and Lincolnton, will be the third place team. Last year that was good enough to get West Lincoln their first ever home playoff game. So that's the scores around the area. A couple non-football scores. Up in Raleigh, Hurricanes hockey is finally back. They were on a 5-game road trip, so the score there is 3-2, the Islanders leading the Hurricanes. And then also starting tonight is the World Series between Houston and Philadelphia. Taking a look at the score there, I'm seeing no score for that particular one, but I'm not getting real good updates here. Let me see. Come on now. These phones don't always work so well out here at East Lincoln. Not the best Wi-Fi signal, or even if you're not on Wi-Fi. So we'll try and get the World Series score here. But right now, it's 14-7, Mustangs over the Knights. So we'll take another 4-minute timeout, and we'll be back with a little bit just before the second half. So 4-minute timeout here on the Lincoln County Game of the Week.
They are here. The full line of famous Skag mowers now in stock at Bean Brothers Hardware and Supply in Lincoln. Come in and see the full lineup. Stand-up mowers, sit-down zero-turn mowers, push mowers, walk-behinds, and they even carry the Skag debris loaders. Special this month, the Skag Tiger Cat 2 48-inch cut mower, 26 horsepower Yamaha engine, now $99.99, or finance it for 48 months at $235 per month. Come in for the details at your new Skag dealer, Bean Brothers Hardware and Supply, 969 Reachville Road in Lincoln. See their page at whatsupshopper.com and like them on Facebook too.
Built upon a solid foundation of cast iron and steel, the Kubota L-Series is part of our under 100 horsepower tractor lineup rated #1 for reliability. They feature powerful Kubota diesel engines and easy operation. The durable Kubota L-Series. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo. Go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Your Kubota dealer is Parker Farm Service, located at 126 Bessie Drive on Oak Grove Road at the Highway 74 bypass in Kings Mountain. Over 1,000 pre-owned vehicles are available at Classic Volkswagen in Gastonia. They probably have the vehicle you've been looking for. And right now, make no payment for 60 days on the new or used vehicles. And now, take $500 off any new or used vehicle when you mention this radio ad. Yes, this radio ad is worth $500. Be sure to mention it when you arrive at Classic Volkswagen in Gastonia. Located at 4417 Wilkinson Boulevard in Gastonia. Online at ClassicVWGastonia.com. See their page at whatsupshopper.com and like them on Facebook too. Now through October, mention this radio ad and and you can save on a one-time maintenance special from Rye Heating and Air in Lincoln. This program is regular $135, but now through October is just $75. Don't wait till it breaks. Get a preventive maintenance today to ensure your system is in safe working condition for the long winter season. Also, take 10% off all air purification products and smart thermostats. Again, mention this radio ad and save at Rye Heating and Air. Call 980-389-0008 or visit the website at ryeheatingandair.com. Start up the savings on your auto insurance with a stop at Turner Hauser Insurance Group in downtown Lincoln, your area insurance agency. Jamie Hauser invites you to stop in and find out how you can save money on all of your insurance needs, from home to auto to commercial to farm to life. Visit them at their office at 228 East Main Street, downtown Lincoln. Just look for the big blue awning. That's Turner Hauser Insurance Group, your area insurance agency. Call 704-732-9577 or visit the website at turnerhauserins.com. At United Bank, banking means more than financial solutions. It means rallying around the causes that matter to their employees, customers, and neighbors. Over the years, United Bank has grown in size, but their community focus has not changed. By giving back to our local communities and funding business development, we help fuel economic growth. United Bank, member FDIC. Come see the all-new Bobcat CT1021 and CT1025 compact tractors, now available at West End Sales in Vail. It's great for maneuvering around the barn, sheds, and landscaping. It's perfect for mowing. Features include four-wheel drive and a 21 and 25 horsepower diesel engine with hydrostatic transmission. See it today at West End Sales, Highway 18 North in Vail. Online at westendsales.com. See their page at whatsupchopper.com and like them on Facebook too.
It's time to go to work at Triad Corrugated Metals in Lincoln. They're now hiring for manufacturing jobs, and they'll train. Just drop by their location at 108 Industrial Park in Lincoln. And with Triad Corrugated Metal Roofing, you buy direct, thus saving you money. See one of the largest selections of colors in North Carolina. That's Triad Corrugated Metal Roofing, 108 Industrial Park in Lincoln. For more information, call 980-429-2278.
Back here at East Lincoln, halftime winding down, a bit extended because of the senior night festivities. And we finally got the phone to update. So the middle of the third inning, it is Houston 2, Philadelphia 0. Game 1 of the World Series. So a little bit of hockey, a little bit of baseball, and a whole lot of football going on as the final, this hard to believe, it's the final night of the regular season. State playoffs begin next Friday night. Tentatively, we will be here for whoever East Lincoln is playing next week. That is our tentative schedule. Of course, it's written in pencil, but that is our plan. Run with East Lincoln as far as they can go. It'll be interesting. Maiden has pulled away now. They're up 27-0 in their game, so they finally are putting away their opponent. Maiden should be one of the top seeds in the 2A West playoffs. Looking at some of the rankings right now by Max Preps, in the 3A, number 1 is Kings Mountain. Number 2 is Northern Nash. That's over on the east end of the state. So they have a good chance at being the number 1 seed in the 3A East. Belmont South Point is 3rd, but they do have a loss, so they will be seeded further down. They will not be a top seed despite being one of the top 3 teams ranked in North Carolina 3A. East Lincoln is 4th, so you would think there are teams up in the mountains as well you have to consider that are undefeated. But you'd have to think, at worst, East Lincoln should be one of the top 4 seeds. I don't see any way they're not. I mean, they've only given up 47 points on the whole season. and they've dominated their conference, so, and the non-conference schedule.
That's a low number.
So if we go into the 2A rankings right now, Burns living up to their number 1 ranking as they are 2 touchdowns ahead of Shelby right now. Shelby was 6th, Maiden 8th, Bunker Hill 15th, West Lincoln 22nd, and Lincolnton 29th. So you've got 4 teams from the Taba Valley Conference that are ranked in the top 30 in the state. So that conference has been pretty strong at the top this year with those 4 teams. Be interesting to see after they announce the brackets if any of them possibly could meet in the second round. Last year, West Lincoln had to go to Maiden, and that didn't go well. That was a 47-0 blowout. After West Lincoln had held Maiden in their game at West Lincoln during the regular season, Maiden scoring in the last 30 seconds to finally put that game away. So it'll be interesting to see tomorrow when all the brackets come out for 2A, 3A. We do have some 1A schools. Interesting to see which one of those will make the playoffs. So we've got about 3 minutes here before we start, so we'll take a 2-minute timeout on the Lincoln County Game of the Week and be back with the second half kickoff.
It's time to take charge with the new Volkswagen ID.4 EV from Classic Volkswagen in Gastonia. It's the first electric SUV for everyone. Classic Volkswagen is a Carfax top-rated dealer and the winner of the 2022 Consumer Satisfaction Award. You can even buy online. And be sure to check out their selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit the website at classicvwgastonia.com. But better yet, drop by soon. 4417 Wilkinson Boulevard in Gastonia. That's Classic Volkswagen in Gastonia.
Built upon a solid foundation of cast iron and steel, the Kubota L-Series is part of our under 100 horsepower tractor lineup rated #1 for reliability. They feature powerful Kubota diesel engines and easy operation. The durable Kubota L-Series. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo. Go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Your Kubota dealer is Parker Farm Service, located at 126 Bessie Drive on Oak Grove Road at the Highway 74 bypass in Kings Mountain. Now through October, mention this radio ad and you can save on a one-time maintenance special from Rye Heating and Air in Lincoln. This program is regular $135, but now through October, it's just $75. Don't wait till it breaks. Get a preventive maintenance today to ensure your system is in safe working condition for the long winter season. Also, take 10% off all air purification products and smart thermostats. Again, mention this radio ad and save at Rye Heating and Air. Call 980-389-0008 or visit the website at ryeheatingandair.com.
What's the best way to explain the golf at Glen Oaks Golf Course in Maiden? It's world-class golf for the working class. Yes, golf is never better than it is at the Glen Oaks Golf Course in Maiden, with special programs for seniors, men, ladies, and juniors, plus a driving range, banquet facilities, and a swimming pool, picnic area, and more. For your tee time or other questions, call 828-428-2451. The Glen Oaks Golf Course, 245 Golf Course Road in Maiden. It's world class for the working class.
Getting ready for the second half kickoff. Another update from across the county at West Lincoln. Lincolnton forced a West fumble, and Traylon Boss returned it 33 yards for a touchdown. That made it 14-12 Lincolnton over West Lincoln, but on the kickoff, Lucas Howell returned it 96 yards for the Rebels. The extra point was good by Joel Sellers, so now in the third quarter, this game's going a little faster than ours is. West is leading Lincolnton 19-14. So here, we're ready to kick off for the second half. North will be kicking off to East Lincoln. Liam Sutton on to kick. Shropshire and, Riley Shropshire and Keandre Walker back for East Lincoln. We're still looking up and down the sideline. We have not seen Markel Clark return to the sideline. He got sandwiched late in the half and was slow getting off the field. He may not return for the second half, just to save him for next week when the playoffs start. So Sutton back, waiting for the official signal, and he'll kick off. Runs up to the ball, kick is up, long kick, drives it back into the end zone, so that'll be a touchback. Walker tried to catch it outside the end zone, but it'll be 1st and 10 for the Mustangs at the 20-yard line. That's what I was telling you about with Liam Sutton. He can pound him. He had 6 touchbacks on 9 kickoffs against Ford 2 weeks ago.
Struck that one well.
So East will take the ball, starting at the 20-yard line, trying to extend their 7-point lead. Zell takes a snap, looks downfield, throws. He's got a receiver, but he pulls, but it's out in front of him. Incomplete. That had a lot of zip on that one.
Flag's in the backfield. That's why we didn't see it.
Okay, the flag is down at the 15-yard line.
Everybody's looking for it.
Looks
Wasn't
like
anywhere near the ball. It went away and away from
Is that an eligible man downfield?
Yeah, I believe so.
Well, then he went downfield really quick because that pass was thrown hard and fast.
Getting into the second level. Blocking them linebackers when the receiver passed the safety.
So, with the 5-yard penalty, it'll be 1st and 15 from the 15. Penalties have been stifling all night long for the Mustangs. Mazzell keeps it, goes around the left side, has an opening, but slips and falls down just over the 20.
Sniper got him.
I hate it when a little bit of hurry up here for the Mustangs as they're already up to the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 2. Hand off to Daly up the middle. He's got an opening. He's breaking free. He's over the 50, the 40. He's going to go all the way. 20, 10, 5, touchdown, East Lincoln. An 80-yard touchdown, a 72-yard touchdown run. Chris Daly. And it's now 20-7, East Lincoln. So now the Mustangs take a 20-7 lead on the First Federal Savings Bank scoreboard, awaiting the What's Up Shopper point after attempt.
72 yards.
Explosive run there, right over the left side, big opening, and it was nothing but green grass. Snap, hold, kick is up, and it's good. So with 10:47 to go, East Lincoln has taken the opening kickoff and scored, and now lead 21-7. We'll be back in 60 seconds on the Lincoln County Game of the Week.
Full Throttle Power Sports in Gastonia has just gotten a whole lot bigger, and we mean a whole lot bigger. They have just purchased MS Power Sports in Gastonia and are now your dealer for Honda, Suzuki, and Kawasaki, along with CF Moto, Yamaha, and Polaris. Golf carts too. One big dealer under one big roof, plus a complete parts and service department. Full Throttle Power Sports, 101 Indian Walk off I-85 in Lowell, online at ncfullthrottle.com, and see their page at whatsupshopper.com.
They're everywhere. Your yard, your kitchen, your bedroom. Invading your home and property, spreading disease, and destroying everything in their path. If you don't act, they'll multiply, crawling ever closer to you and your family. The only thing they fear is the web. Nealon Cole Termite and Pest Control. Call today for their new service special and save $25. Bugs, beware of the web.
Right, Jimmy?
Everybody's picking up on your sarcasm. I see Jimmy's tired of holding it.
Back here at East Lincoln, David Clark Field. East Lincoln tried to kick off, but somebody was offside immediately. The play's blown dead. And they'll try it again, but from 5 yards further away. So Rojas will try to kick again. Caden Ayers and Reed King back for North Lincoln. This time the kick will be from the 35. Low driving kick, bounces right up to King, takes it at the 14-yard line, goes down the right, heads towards the sideline. He's tackled at about the 35-yard line, so a return of about 21 yards on the play.
Look at that shoe on the field. I lost a cleat, sure enough.
Well, I didn't slow down South Carolina last week on the opening kickoff when they beat Texas A&M. A long kickoff return to open the game for the Gamecocks. The receiver, the guy running it back for South Carolina, lost his shoe at the 50-yard line and continued into the end zone.
I wouldn't stop to get it either.
So we've got a timeout here. We've got an injured player. North Lincoln's players have taken a knee. And let's take a 60-second timeout. We'll be back after this on the Lincoln County Game of the Week.
Since 1919, Rhodes and Bill Oil Company in Lincoln has been serving the Lincoln County and surrounding area. And today they continue to serve this area and beyond with quality fuels and outstanding service. In addition to fuel oil, they also carry all kinds of lubricants, from hydraulic fluid to automatic transmission fluid to farm lubricants, plus diesel fuel, home heating oil, and kerosene. That's Rhodes and Bill Oil Company, 1404 East Main Street in Lincoln. Call 704-735-2508 and online at NesbittOil.com. Come see the all-new Bobcat CT1021 and CT1025 compact tractors. Now available at West End Sales in Vail. It's great for maneuvering around the barn, sheds, and landscaping. It's perfect for mowing. Features include 4-wheel drive and a 21 and 25 horsepower diesel engine with hydrostatic transmission. See it today at West End Sales, Highway 18 North in Vail. Online at westendsales.com. See their page at whatsupshopper.com and like them on Facebook too.
So the injured player is off to the sideline. It's 1st and 10 for the Knights. Hand off to Cody Morris. He gets hit in the backfield but manages to make his way back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe a gain of about a foot, but that's it.
Nothing. Right on the line. No gain.
No gain on the play. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 10 for the Knights.
So 2nd and a short 10, if there is such a thing. Ball just over the 35-yard line. Early 3rd quarter, 21-7, Mustangs.
No gain, still waiting on the flag.
Handoff. Morse up the middle again. Gets over the 40-yard line, so that'll be a gain of about 6 on the play. So he's out to the 46, and it'll be 3rd and 4. Tyler Donahue fakes motion, pitches out to Donahue. He gets the first down, gets out to just short of midfield of the 49-yard line. They ran around the right side. Carson with a good pitch to Tyler Donahue, who was trailing, and he gets the first down. So another Turner Hauser Insurance first down for the Knights, who may be leading in first downs but are trailing on the scoreboard. Hand off to Morse up the middle, breaks a tackle, makes his way into Mustang territory, down to the 44-yard line. Good gain on first down. Just inside the 40-yard line. Call it a gain of 6 or 7.
That's what I said, 7.
So they said 7. And the scoreboard agrees with us, as they should. Hand off again. Morse up the middle, close to the first down. Pile looks like it's right at the marker. We'll have to see what the spot is.
Short, it looks like.
The referee on this side standing on the 41. That would be a first down.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Look at the wrong.
And it is a first down.
Got the wrong marker. Who's 3? Who carried it?
That was Morse up the middle. Another carry for Morse. He's been the bell cow for them tonight. Doing all the dirty work between the tackles. This time 2 wide receivers to the left. Carson keeps it, moves down the line, turns upfield, gets dragged down from behind, but not before he gets to the 33-yard line. Another good first down gain. And looks like another 7-yard gain on first down. So 2nd and 3.
Yeah, almost 8.
After that explosive play by East Lincoln for the long touchdown, Knights responding with a good steady drive here, trying to crawl back within 1 score. Donahue in motion. Carson keeps it, follows Morse through the right side. Morse was a lead blocker that time.
Getting forward progress there.
And based on where they're marking it, it should be very close to a first down, and it is. So another Turner Hauser Insurance first down for the Knights. Ball now at the 31-yard line. 7 minutes to go in the third quarter, so a lot of time yet. No rush for the Knights at this point as they try and get a touchdown and close the margin. Play clock's down to 2, and North Lincoln's going to be forced to burn a timeout. Some confusion getting the play in, and then with a player in motion trying to get to a different position. Looked to be Iverson Snell in trying to get to a different position in the formation, and clock was about to run out. Well, they keep trading touchdowns over there at West Lincoln and Lincolnton. West scored again and got the 2-point conversion, so now it's West 27, Lincolnton 20. That's in the third quarter. Lincolnton had scored previously and didn't make the 2-pointers, so they took the lead 20-19. And then they come right back. West scores, and the margin is 7. So we'll keep an eye on that one.
So they did convert.
So 1st and 10, ball at the 31. Donahue in motion, but a handoff is to Morse up the middle.
They're trying to drag the pile.
Forward progress gives him to about the 27-yard line, gain of 4.
Okay, the number 40, Teddy Morris. It's on number 58, right? Bradford.
It's a tackle made by number 58, Blake Bradford.
Pick up the 4, brings it 2nd and 6.
So 2nd and 6. A little shorter than they've done on the previous first downs, but still manageable with the North Lincoln ball control offense. Carson goes back, looks, throws. He's got a receiver. He had Caden Ayers. Ayers was looking to run before he caught the ball, and it whizzed right through his hands.
Got one job out there. That's all you do. Only receiver. Got to catch those when they come to you.
And it might not have been a first down, but he did have a little bit of space.
Yeah.
He could have run into. He was looking for the space before he caught the ball, definitely.
Yep, certainly could have caught it.
So 3rd down and 6. Carson keeps it. Flag thrown in from the umpire behind the play. Not much went on there. A short gain, but coming in from the umpire like that, chances are it's a hold on the Knights. Chop block. So a chop block is called on the Knights. Another one the umpire has a very good view of, but you don't see very much.
Sarcastic cheer from the East Lincoln crowd, if you can have such a thing.
Oh, I think they did. I think they did a fine job of it. They're glad to actually see a call go the other way tonight.
Especially a hold. I've seen every hold on one side.
So that pushes the ball back to the 37-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 17, not favorable for the running offense. Morse keeps it. He's over the right side. He's got room. He's almost to the first down, but not quite. Good run by Cody Morse. Gets the ball down to the 24-yard line. It's going to be 4th and about. That's the 26-yard line. My math's not good. So it's going to be 4th and 5. At this point, the way they control the ball and run the clock, expect North Lincoln to go for it here. They break the huddle. Play clock down to 5. 4th and 5, handoff to Donahue going around the right side, and he's not going to get there. Little misdirection to hand the ball to Donahue going the other way. He's brought down after a gain of 2, but he'll be short, and it's a turnover on downs.
Yep.
East Lincoln will take possession.
Needed 3, barely got 2. East Lincoln takes over on downs. They put together a scoring drive here, go a long way, preserving the victory. North Lincoln did eat up a lot of clock there.
Yeah, because they scored on, what, the 2nd or 3rd play, 72 yards. That's not a very long possession. It couldn't have been a minute.
10 minutes and 47 seconds left.
A minute and 13, so they chewed up 5 minutes and change, nothing to show for it. Mazzell keeps it. Runs up the middle, not much there.
Went backwards.
Fake was to Daly. He kept it.
Lost
And
a tiny bit. Not enough to put in the book. Waste the ink on that.
Fox on the tackle.
Go deep.
So 2nd down, no gain on the play, 2nd and 10. Mazzell look back, looks, throws down the field.
I caught that penalty.
And that'll get.
Had his hand all over him.
Yeah, he did. He certainly did.
Slowed him down just enough that he didn't catch it because he looked like he was right on stride.
So the pass was intended for Keandre Walker. He was a step and a half behind the defender. Would have been more if he hadn't had his hand all over him.
Arm barred him. Probably may even got him a handful of jersey. About as far away as we could be and still saw all that. 2 flags came in.
Yeah,
so.
One came from the side judge and one from the back judge. It was pretty obvious.
PI. Calling pushing off.
I think they're calling holding, which means he probably had a fistful of jersey.
Yeah. Pass interference. Got to be pass interference.
I have not seen a signal. But they do get an automatic first down. So 5-yard penalty, automatic first down, ball on the 34-yard line.
Weird.
snap was to Mazzell, but it looked like it was almost to Daly. It was off to the side.
Yeah, fake the handoff.
He had to take it back from Daly pretty much. And that didn't work very well. Mazzell kept it. He loses 2 on the play. That was just off from the beginning. The snap looked a little strange.
Not how they drew it up there.
So East running a lot of clock between plays. No hurry here. Up 2 touchdowns. 3.5 to go in the third. Play clock at 2, 1. And that's going to be a delay of game.
Oh, yeah, I followed on that.
So a delay of game penalty. They had a lot of time. I'm not sure what happened there. So they'll lose 5 yards. Instead of 2nd and 12, it's going to be 2nd and 17. I'd love to have a yardage and penalty total.
Yeah, it'd be.
It's got to be insane. I don't know if they put that on Max Preps. I'd be curious to see what the official comes out to be.
100 to 20 maybe.
Zell back to pass. Quick throw to Daly out of the backfield. He drops it. He had a lot of green grass.
Yeah,
well, semi-green. It's starting to go dormant, so a semi-green grass in front of him. It's kind of in between. Some brown, some green. Cold temperatures are knocking the color out of it. So 15 on the play clock, plenty of time. 3rd down and 17. Taking a lot of time once they get up to the line. Snap at 3. Pass out to Daly again. He's got room across the 30 down the right sideline. He may go. Daly down the sideline, gets to the 30, the 20. It's finally dragged down from behind by Caden Ayers. But not before getting to the 15-yard line. I get 57 yards on that play. Little swing pass out of the backfield goes all the way down to the 16-yard line. So 1st down in the red zone at the 16 for the Mustangs. Still in the 3rd quarter. Hand off to Daly, breaks it over the right side, drags a tackler down to about the 10. That's the wrong angle to pull him up. There we go. Tried to stand behind the player's head and pull him up. You'd have to pull him up and away from you. That just didn't work well. Nice effort, but it didn't work. So 2nd and 4, 10-yard line. Mazzell keeps it, goes up the middle, and he's into the end zone untouched. Touchdown Mustangs as they are starting to blow this game open. 1:55 to go in the 3rd quarter. The Mustangs have scored again and now lead on the First Federal scoreboard 27-7, awaiting the What's Up Shopper extra point. So a 10-yard touchdown run. Touchdowns brought to you by Gates Auction of Lincolnton. That's Mazzell's 3rd of the night.
Yep.
So Mazzell gets in the end zone for the hat trick.
All on the ground.
Snap, hold, kick is up, and it's good. So on the First Federal scoreboard, it is 28-7 East Lincoln. We'll be back in 60 seconds on the Lincoln County Game of the Week. And this is more what we expected to see. Tyler Donahue.
Number 21 and number 11, Caden Ayers. Set to keep the Mustangs, number 42, Chris Maletta.
Back at North Lincoln, the kick by Chris Maletta is misplayed near the end zone. North picks it up, runs it back. Looked to be Caden Ayers.
Yeah, I believe it was Ayers.
And he does get it back to the 15-yard line, but that's not real good field position for the Mustangs. Knights. Too many Lincolns, and I'm having trouble keeping them straight. I've had dealings with both schools. I taught at East, and my kids went to North, so I'm just thoroughly confused here. Pardon me. So there's a bit of a conference there. West Lincoln has scored again. Mason Avery with another touchdown, 34-20, and Avery has gone over 200 yards again for the night. Surprise, surprise. So he's now up around 2,300 yards on the season.
That's a lot.
Carson hands off to Morris up the middle. North Lincoln sticking to what they do, run the ball and control the clock. Problem is, they're trailing by 21, and there's only 13 and a half minutes of game time left.
At some point, they have to take a chance, put it to the air.
They have a couple times, went through the receiver's hands last time.
Receivers now. Might be
2 receivers.
ready to throw one.
Carson fakes the handoff, tries to run with it, and he's dragged down in the backfield. Looked like Marcel Johnson on the tackle. And there's a flag on the play. This is why this game's taking so long. Another chop block against the Knights. Second chop block on consecutive possessions. Exactly 1 minute to go. And that'll push the Knights back to the 10-yard line. Kings Mountain making short work of Crest, 35-6 at halftime. I would have thought that'd be a little better game than that. So 2nd and 15 for the Knights at their own 10-yard line. Handoff over the right side, not much there. So there's 20 seconds on the play clock, 10 on the game clock. We'll see if North decides to snap it at this point. And they do, just before the clock runs out. Quick throw, he's got Caden Ayers reception, and he's going to be up in the middle of the field, 25-yard line. It'll be a first down, but that's the end of the third quarter. On the First Federal Savings Bank scoreboard, Mustangs 28, Knights 7. We'll be back in 60 seconds on the Lincoln County Game of the Week.
That's the end of the third quarter of play.
That is first down.
Breaking action, we'd like to recognize our 2022 varsity Mustang cheerleaders. First up, sophomore Isabella Audette. Sophomore captain Hope Bryant. Sophomore Cameron Dial. Sophomore Hannah Satterfield. Junior Zoe Foley. Junior Sydney Henderson. Junior Bree Pearson. Junior Kendall Thomas. Junior Kelsey Warren. Junior Micaiah Williams. And our seniors. First up, senior Kaylee Ekins. Senior Jaden Glenn. Senior Brady Jones. Senior captain Senior Hannah Pierce. Senior captain.
Ready to start the fourth quarter here.
And senior captain.
East Lincoln out to a comfortable lead now on the Knights, 28-7. Nice catch by Caden Ayers on the last play of the third quarter. Got the first down. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Knights at their own 25 as they now go from left to right. Carson hands off up the middle. It's Morse again. Gets out to the 30, so a gain of 5. Brought down by Cutter and several other members of the middle of the East Lincoln defense.
Pick up a 4 on the carry, brings up 2nd and 6 for the Knights.
It's a gain of 4. Handoff, Tyler Donahue goes around the right side, or left side rather, going the other direction now. Donahue carries the ball, gets hit pretty hard, and he's a little slow getting up. He's up now. It looks like he's going to stay in the game. So 3rd and short, 2 yards. They're going to have to hustle with a delay and player getting up. Now Donahue goes off the field, but the play clock's down to 10. And they're going to burn a timeout here. That's already their 2nd timeout of the half. And they're left with 1. So we'll keep it here. It should be just a 30-second timeout. So expanding on that Mason Avery there, over 200 yards again. He's at around 2,300 on the season. He was already 150 yards in the lead for all running backs in North Carolina, and he was ranked 12th nationally before tonight. So he was ranked 12th. He was leading Keyshawn Breedlove of Central Davidson by 150-some yards coming into the game. The national leader is Ethan Knox of Oil City, Pennsylvania. He's got 3,300 yards on the season already. He's just a junior.
Getting loose.
So handoff to Cody Morris. He goes up the middle, drags the pile forward for a first down. Another Turner Hauser Insurance first down. Yep. 3,352 yards for Ethan Knox. He's got 5 games over 400 yards this year.
That's a lot.
And he's a junior. I'm from Oil City, Pennsylvania, home of Pennzoil.
What's he going to do next year?
A lot of people are going to be after him. So a carry again by Morse. He goes up the middle. Nothing there. Forward progress, they give him a yard, a well-earned yard. So he's up to 17 carries on the night, far and away the leading rusher as far as touches for the Knights. And yards now?
Yep, closing in on 100. It's got 89.
And I think coming into the game, he had, he's over 1,000, so he's in the 1,100s. Morse again up the middle. Bulls forward. Gets out to the 40, almost the 43. We'll give him 5 on that play. It'll be 3rd and 4. Again, all of our stats are unofficial. Knights taking a lot of time. Doesn't seem to be urgency. Carson under center, in motion. Hands off up the middle. It's Morse again. He's hit immediately, but drags the tackler forward to almost the 46-yard line. So he gets almost 3, and it's going to be 4th and short. At this point, they might as well go for it.
66, Jacob Estes. Brings up 4th and 1 for the Knights.
So fourth, if it's a long one, it's a very long one. It looks more like 2, but we'll go with the scoreboard there. Ball just over the 45 in their own territory. 5 on the play clock. Handoff up the middle. There's a big opening. Reed King. Nope, Cody Morris again. Morris has the ball, gets across midfield to the 46. So a gain of 9 on that run. And another first down for North Lincoln. Clock is running. 8 minutes to go in the ball game. North does not appear to be in any hurry here. I don't want to say they're running up the white flag, but they're not exactly hustling like they think they're in this ball game. Play clock down to 3. You'd think the Knights had the lead, and we're trying to run out the clock. So hand off to guess who? Cody Morris up the middle. So Morris gets to the 44, gain of 2.
Gain of 2, Jimbo. Pick up a 2 on the carry, brings that 2nd and 8 for the Knights.
So the Knights continue to run their offense. What's a little bit different is they have extra blocking in the backfield, more of a pistol formation. Hand off to Morris, the back, and he barely gets back to the line of scrimmage. He had 2 lead blockers out in front along with a lineman, but it didn't do much good. Marcel Johnson cuts through the clutter and drops him for a 1-yard loss. Several subs coming in for the Knights, getting some other players in the game. Play clock's down to 8 again. They sure are running a lot of the play clock. Snaps off in time, throw. Ayers has to come back for it, kind of a back shoulder throw.
Bounce.
And it was incomplete. So 4th and 9. And getting up a little slow is Jalen Roseborough. And now he's back down on the field. So we'll take a timeout here, 60 seconds, and we'll be back on the Lincoln County Game of the Week.
The big new Skag mowers have arrived at the new Bean Brothers Hardware and Supply in Lincoln. It's the best commercial and residential mower on the market today. Nothing mows like a Skag. And also check out 44 feet of Diablo saw blades in stock, along with Marshalltown concrete tools and Redbird irrigation products and repair. Commercial pricing available, plus military and first responder discounts at the all-new Bean Brothers Hardware and Supply, 969 Reachville Road in Lincoln. Online at beanbrothershardware.com. See their page at whatsupshopper.com and like them on Facebook too.
It's time to go to work at Triad Corrugated Metals in Lincoln. They're now hiring for manufacturing jobs, and they'll train. Just drop by their location at 108 Industrial Park in Lincoln. And with Triad Corrugated Metal Roofing, you buy direct, thus saving you money. See one of the largest selections of colors in North Carolina. That's Triad Corrugated Metal Roofing, 108 Industrial Park in Lincoln. For more information, call 980-429-2278.
Back on the field, Jalen Roseborough appeared to be cramping. They have him off. So it's 4th and 9 for the Knights. Mustangs looking to hold again. They got the opening touchdown, did North Lincoln, but then 28 straight by East Lincoln. Carson back to pass, looks downfield, throws, underthrows his receiver a little bit. He was close to the line of the scrimmage when he threw it. No marker, so he did not throw an illegal forward pass, but his receiver, Tyler Donahue, could not get to the ball. It falls incomplete. And East Lincoln will take over on downs.
Yep.
Crosstown and Lincolnton, Andre Boss has scored. Extra point is good, so it's 34-27. Quite a game over at Lincolnton. West still leading. The way both teams run a lot, that game will be quite a bit faster than this one.
Only 6 minutes left to play here.
First and 10 at their own 45. Zell hands off in the backfield. Not sure what happened first, the handoff or the ball carrier getting wrapped up.
Yeah, it's about the same time. Wasn't it?
About 3 yards on the loss. Daly,
going back.
The ball and the defender all met in the backfield. So loss of 4, now they mark it to the 41. And of course, East Lincoln, understandably, is not going to be in any hurry to snap the ball.
They're taking all the time.
Play clock at 10. Snap, Zell back, throws. Not sure who he was throwing to. It was behind the receiver. Looked like Shropshire was the intended receiver.
Got in the air quick before he was out of his break.
But it looked like it went behind him.
Yeah, wasn't on target either.
So a little miscommunication there. And that'll bring up 3rd and 14. That stops the clock.
Number 11, Caden Ayers on the coverage for the Knights. Makes it a 3rd down for Mustangs.
2 wide receivers each side, Daly in the backfield. Zell takes the snap, runs up, looks downfield, throws. He's got a receiver, but he's overthrows him. Pretty good coverage by the Knights. Looked to be trying to get it to Riley Shropshire, but he had 2 players near him, one in front and one safety coming over on high.
2 incomplete passes don't take any time off the clock.
That play only took 8 seconds.
Expect them to maybe run a little more or throw some little shorter screens, bubble screen. Something you know you're going to complete at least. Stay in bounds.
So Cutter into kick. Back to receive. It's Tyler Donahue, number 21. Cutter gets the kickoff, high kick. Donahue is going to let it bounce. Takes the North Lincoln bounce backwards and is finally touched at the 35-yard line. So just under 5 minutes to go. East Lincoln comfortably ahead, 28-7.
Mustang punt is down at the Knights 35-yard line and be 1st and 10. Knights.
So don't forget, tomorrow they will put out the brackets for the 3A playoffs. East Lincoln should definitely win one of the top 4 seeds at worst. North Lincoln with a shot to get into the playoffs with coming 4-game winning streak. Pitch out to Tyler Donahue. He gets maybe 2 yards before he's brought down. Good pursuit by East Lincoln defense. Number 40, Nate Stevens, in on the tackle.
Number 22, Parker Davis.
And Parker Davis. So gain of 2, 2nd and 8. But more importantly, the clock is running. 3 wide receivers for the Knights. How unusual. Pitch out, though, goes to number 33, Jaden Sellers. He works his way around the left side, gets downfield and shoved out of bounds. Gets to the 44-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Knights now in East Lincoln territory.
Okay, for number 33, Jaden Sellers. Stop the number 22, Parker Davis. That runner give the Knights a 1st and 10 at the Mustang 44-yard line.
So the trip wide receivers is just for blocking purposes on that play as they sent Sellers in behind him. Handoff up the middle, Cody Morse. Morse gets over the 40 down to the 38. Another fullback dive.
Okay, but number 40, Cody Morris. Stop at number 9, Ben Cutter.
So another tackle for Cutter. Cutter, Marcel Johnson have been the big tacklers for East tonight. Ryan Bassani's done a good job for North Lincoln. Pitch out to Tyler Donahue, comes around the right side, and he's dragged down from behind. Good tackle. Good tackle there by number 22, Parker Davis. Donahue did gain a few yards on the play. It's going to be 3rd and 2 from the 36. Hand off. Carson. Now Carson keeps it. Goes around the right side. Gets past the 34-yard line, so that will be a Turner Hauser Insurance first down.
Number 10, Connor Carson on the keeper. Brought down by number 7, Andrew Good.
It'll be interesting to see if North Lincoln actually has more first downs than East Lincoln. Because of the explosive plays for East Lincoln, you don't rack up a lot of first downs. The North does, just with this grinded out offense. Motion, it's Morse, though, up the middle. Fumble, ball's out. It's kicked backwards, finally fallen on by number 33, Jaden Sellers. Morse fumbled when he went into the line of scrimmage. The ball squirted out backwards, but North retains possession, but not before losing 3 yards. Sellers in motion. Carson back to pass. Rolls out. He's being chased, and he's dragged down. Maybe gets a yard and a half, maybe 2 yards on the play. He's looking downfield with good coverage by East Lincoln.
Connor Carson on the keeper. Brought down by number 24, Marcel Johnson.
Another tackle for Marcel Johnson. So I think we're getting some candidates here for Defensive Player of the Game. Down to 1:25 to go. Knights content to just run their offense as normal. Sellers in motion again. Handoff coming back the other way. Looked to be Tyler Donahue. He's snowed under at the 35-yard line. So no gain at best on that play. And it'll be 4th and 11 for the Knights. 50 seconds to go. 20 on the play clock, so there's 25-second differential. They'll have to do something here.
Shot at the end zone. Delay a game is what they're about to do.
Now they're going to get to the line in time. 3, 2, 1. And they get the snap off in time. Carson.
Oh, no. You ain't going over.
Carson tried to go back to pass, and in the backfield it was Marcel Johnson yet again.
With 19 on the clock.
So 19 seconds left after the sack by Marcel Johnson. East Lincoln takes over at their own 43-yard line and expect the victory formation here. So Mustangs will complete a perfect 10-0 regular season and look forward to the first round of the state playoffs undoubtedly here at East Lincoln next week. The question will be the opponent. Mazzell takes a snap and a knee. Clock is rolling, and that'll be it. So the teams line up at the center field with still 10 seconds to go on the clock.
Let's hear it, Jimbo.
And that's the final. So the final score, East Lincoln 28, North Lincoln 7. We'll be back with the Stadium postgame show brought to you by United Bank with locations in Lincolnton, Boger City, Denver, and Vail. We'll be back in 2 minutes after this timeout on the Lincoln County Game of the Week.
At United Bank, banking means more than financial solutions. It means rallying around the causes that matter to their employees, customers, and neighbors. Over the years, United Bank has grown in size, but their community focus has not changed. By giving back to our local communities and funding business development, we help fuel economic growth. United Bank, member FDIC. Start up the savings on your auto insurance with a stop at Turner Hauser Insurance Group in downtown Lincoln, your area insurance agency. Jamie Hauser invites you to stop in and find out how you can save money on all of your insurance needs, from home to auto to commercial to farm to life. Visit them at their office at 228 East Main Street, downtown Lincoln. Just look for the big blue awning. That's Turner Hauser Insurance Group, your area insurance agency. Call 704-732-9577 or visit the website at turnerhauserins.com.
Hey, I'm Joey Logano, and if you're looking for affordable, quality equipment, James River delivers.
Whether you're mowing your lawn, hauling material, or baling hay, James River has the John Deere mowers, tractors, Gator utility vehicles, and implements you need to get it done fast. Plus, with low-rate financing and big cash rebates, James River makes owning a John Deere just as easy as it is to operate. Request a quote online at jamesriverequipment.com.
James River delivers affordable quality.
You may wonder what makes us different here at First Federal Savings Bank. We have been intertwined with this community for over 80 years. Here at First Federal Savings Bank, we take pride in Lincoln County, and that's why you see us donating time and resources to local charities and the schools in our community. Being a hometown bank is more than just a saying for us. It's about action and impact in the community in such a way that present and future generations are proud to call Lincoln County home. Stop in and see us here at First Federal Savings Bank today. Equal housing lender and member FDIC.
So now the official champions of the Western Foothills 3A Conference, East Lincoln, have capped off their 10-0 season with a post-game Gatorade shower for Coach David Lubowitz. So they are 10-0 heading into the state playoffs. East Lincoln finishes the regular season at 4-6, but we're thinking that could be good enough to make the state playoffs next week. The problem would be they'd get somebody really good in the first round. So next up is the Stadium postgame show brought to you by United Bank. And first up will be a recap of the game brought to you by Kiever Pharmacy of Lincolnton. So, Jason, take it away with some of the stats and the recap.
So the rushing total for North Lincoln, 231 yards, spread it out among 7 different running backs there tonight. Of course, one of them, Clark, just got a little handoff, lost a yard, or didn't go anywhere. But 231 yards on the ground, only one touchdown by the ground. It was a 1-yard run by quarterback Carson. And early in the first quarter, if you remember, it was all downhill after that for North Lincoln. East Lincoln took it over, ended up winning 28-7. So it was all Mustangs after that, scoring 4 touchdowns, 309 yards on the ground. All 4 of their touchdowns coming by rush, the largest of which is 72-yard scamper by Daly with 10 minutes remaining in the third quarter. So early to start the second half, Daly takes off on them, makes the score 21-7. And then later that quarter, the last rushing touchdown by Mazzell and the 11-yarder that made it 28-7. Fourth quarter, just a lot of eating clock and running by both teams. Just got away from us before anybody really got close. So that's how she ended, 28-7 East Lincoln, 309 on the ground, 46 through the air. Mazzell with 130 on the ground, 3 touchdowns. But Daly's one long touchdown run left him the rushing leader with 179 yards and 1 touchdown. Each had 12 carries.
So unusual. East Lincoln with many more yards on the ground than through the air. They just seemed off in the passing game tonight, but the running game sure made up for it. Yeah, that's a very low total for them.
Only 11 to Walker. Daly had 35 on his longest kick. So I guess he had a little over 200 all-purpose yards, 114.
Okay, so that is your Kiever Pharmacy recap of the game. And next up, we'll have the sub of the game brought to you by Subway of Boger City.
Let's see.
I'm trying to think who would be a good
What
candidate for
substitutes
that.
were there?
There weren't too many because both teams had their first teams out most of the game.
Maybe Donahue in there running back for North Lincoln.
That'll probably be the one.
Backup running back. I think he was a starter, but at the same time wasn't starting halfback. Ended up with 32 yards on 5 carries. Matched the quarterback Carson's 32 yards, 14 carries. Lead rusher though, Cody Morrissey for 115 yards on 22 carries. So he had a pretty good night rushing the ball. The only one didn't fumble it over to East Lincoln. Just never found the end zone.
Yeah, like you said, after that first touchdown, the Knights never really challenged the end zone at that point.
No,
they moved it between the 20s at best.
Didn't get to the red zone.
And then something would happen or they would bog down. So that's the sub of the game brought to you by Subway, Tyler Donahue. And next, the offensive player of the game brought to you by Rhodes and Beal Oil Company of Lincolnton.
We're giving that tonight to Daly. Had a big 72-yard rushing touchdown to start the second half, 149 on the ground, 35 through the air for 214 total yards for East Lincoln, majority of the offense. Tonight's offensive player of the game, Chris Daly.
And then the defensive player of the game is brought to you by Triad Corrugated Metals of Lincolnton.
Defensive player of the game, you always like Ben Cutter. He is in on a lot of tackles. I tell you what, that sophomore for North Lincoln deserves a mention too.
Ryan Bassani. Yes, he was shadowing Mazzell most of the night. Did a really good job.
Sophomore, you look forward to having that for 2 more years.
Yeah, he came out of concussion protocol this week. He'd missed the last 2 games.
Been hitting too hard too.
So your defensive player of the game is Ben Cutter. And next, the overall player of the game brought to you by Rye Heating and Air.
The overall player of the game, of course, not quite the leading offensive rusher, but he had the 3 big touchdowns on the ground. Going to give it to Mazzell tonight for East Lincoln. Quarterback number 1, Mazzell. 3 rushing touchdowns, 7-yarder in the second quarter, another one later in the second quarter, 14 yards out. So none of them were quarterback keepers or little 1-yard punch-ins. And then an 11-yarder to cap the scoring off for East Lincoln there at the end of the third. 3 rushing touchdowns for Mazzell, accounting for 21 of the points. East Lincoln's 28. He's your player of the game tonight.
And it's brought to you by Rye Heating and Air of Lincolnton.
All right.
So that will do it. That wraps up the Stadium postgame show. Brought to you by United Bank with locations in Lincolnton, Boger City, Denver, and Vail. So the final score here is 28-7. Mustangs win the Battle of Highway 16. So again, tomorrow we will wait to see what the brackets look like coming out for the state playoffs, and then check the Lincoln Herald or check the LincolnCounty.com website. They'll have what game we're doing. But our plan right now is to be here for whoever East Lincoln's opponent is next Friday night. So that'll do it from here. I want to thank JP back in the studio and Kevin Hastings for running the commercials and the pregame interviews.
Ponzo.
Here at the ballpark, it was Dave Potter welcoming back Jason Sane.
Good to be back.
Good to be back in the booth. So again, final score 28-7. The Lincoln County Game of the Week is a production of KTC Broadcasting. We thank you for joining us. Join us next week. But for now, say goodnight to the regular season. East Lincoln champions at 10-0.